since he was playing so well in the Road to Rio, there's so many unanswered questions within this lineup, and that's why it's such a tough time to put ENCE on a pedestal right now. We don't know where they are, and we don't know what they're capable of. Simple as it is.
Well, you're talking about simple.
Yeah.
I'm going to move us on to NAVI, man. We've done a lot of talking on to ENCE, and when it comes to this NAVI roster, there is so much you can talk about positives, but online has not been kind to them. And I think the big problem here is they're one of the teams that haven't played online for some of the longest time. What, like nearly 2 years or so it had been since they've had to properly play online? Yes, they've got the skill. Yes, they've got the players, but to be this different from online to LAN, are we really accepting that?
I mean, it depends on team to team, right? And NAVI being one of the teams alongside. Look at Liquid as well on the other side of the Atlantic, right? They've been struggling online massively. And for NAVI, I feel it's the same old tale. I think it goes back all the way the years back where sometimes they just get into their heads, right? They seem to play at their opponent's level, I feel like. Like, if you look at the Road to Rio, they lost teams like Hard Legion and Simon Gaming. That should never be happening. Online LAN doesn't matter. NAVI should not be losing to teams like that. They are the king of CIS. They are also one of the best teams we have in international Counter-Strike. However, we saw yesterday against Vitality. They fell flat on map number 1. Map number 2, Vitality almost run away with it, and then boom, like a switch activates in NAVI, and then they just unstoppable, right? Now, I think the big question here for this matchup, James, is it's not about ENCE. ENCE is a big question mark. For me, it's about which NAVI shows up. Depending on which NAVI shows up, if it's going to be the NAVI which won the game yesterday in the final 2 maps, if that shows up, this is NAVI all the way. I don't see a world where ENCE wins this.
Now, when I'm looking at this NAVI roster, we talk about Simple, we talk about Electronic, but it's Perfecto. That at the beginning, we didn't know much about him, but he's started to really find himself into this system. And I think we've got to give a lot of credit to what Blade and Boomich have been able to do with this young talent. Although he's not meant to be the star of the team, he's been able to play his role very well.
He's doing all right, and I think even in the very beginning when he was playing with them in Katowice, right, there was this sick statistic line where he was the best clutcher of the lineup, right? Won all of his one-on-one clutches, and a very young, very composed, very calm player. When you look at him, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes you think to yourself, does he have that extra gear? You know, if Simple is not having a great game, if Flamey is nowhere to be found, which has been the case as of lately, then do you have that extra guy who can step it up if needed to be? I think that's the layer we need to see from Perfecto before I'm sold on him being the right guy for this team. Of course, when you have Simple, when you have Electronic to beast it out for you in 9 out of 10 games, it's not really needed. But if you want to be the best team in the world, you have to look at a team like an Astralis when they were at the best. All 5 players, they chimed in when needed to be. Supnix was the best player in the server. It has to be the same with Perfecto.
And then when we're looking at NAVI as a whole, again, you look at Boomich and what he's been able to develop with this team. We spoke about the Katowice win, that's amazing as it is. But Boomich can frag out and do this as an in-game leader, which is something they've not had for a long time.
Yeah, a really cool thing with Boomich yesterday in Dust 2, for example. He was entering, he was opening up so many angles, so many positions on the Dust 2 map, and it's just something about leading by example, right? I think everyone's NAVI lineup, they have everything going for them. I like some of the ideas they had. They're confident mid-round calls, he's not playing scared. That's one big mistake Vitality had yesterday with with Apex calling. However, I think Pimp touched upon a very crucial topic there. Flamey. What are you doing, my man? We know what this guy can do. We know what he can do. You have done it in the past multiple times, but if you're this inconsistent, you are the weak link in this team, a world-beating team, a team that everyone expects to be a #1 team, considering the state of Counter-Strike right now. If you look at Astralis, for example, this is a golden opportunity for NAVI to seize that first position, right? And if Flamey doesn't show up, he's the weakest link, and you are as strong as your weakest link. That's a big question mark for me.
Well, they're the clear favorites in the group, and I want to hear from you.
Yeah, I think ENCE have bad results for a long time, but they pick Jumpy. Maybe they need new young blood, and he is good individually. I saw a lot of highlights like on FPL, and everyone saying he is talented player. I think it should be a good match. We know like ENCE, it's more LAN team than online, and we feeling like it's 50-50 match, but who gonna prepare more and show individual skill, he will win it.
But he didn't have the back of Electronic, who seems to be finding all the kills now. Perfecto firing off bullets from the decon run as well. NAVI look like they've done enough here. That's a hat-trick for Electronic here, but they do run into the choke point. Simple close things out.
I think every match in online like more 50-50. You should really show the good teamwork and individual skill if you want to win. they will prepare for us and we will prepare for them. I know, I think it's individual skill is really important in online, you know, who will show up and show us to highlights which team they will win.
Boomich, I love you, brother, but there's one thing. I understand the confidence online. I know you got to come in with it, right? And it's individual skill that can change the game, especially in online CS. But you should 100% be going with the mindset that you're going to trash ENCE right now, given where you are in comparison to them. He's being nice with the answers. I want to see a bit more hard-hitting talk coming out of him, but I also want to see confidence. It seemed like even he wasn't too sure about this all.
But that makes sense, you know, when you consider how like poorly Navi have been in this online stage of Counter-Strike. You have the best player in the world, Simple, right now. I think even Simple in the beginning of this whole Corona period, he was playing super well online.
Yeah.
You constantly saw him play FPL. You constantly saw him be, you know, a player that you had no problem saying that, okay, Styro, you may have had 2019 in your back, but for 2020, Simple has, like without a doubt, to me at least, been the best performing player on a consistent level. That dropped off a little bit. Navi are not really feeling hot anymore. And then, of course, Boomich as an in-game leader, you can sound as confident as you want to. But as he's saying, and as you're saying, James, there should be no doubt that if you're Navi, you expect to beat ENCE 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's get into this veto and see what we're going to be playing across for these guys. Because I think Navi here, right, they've got more of an opportunity when it comes to the map pool.
Yeah, both the teams, I want to see which team's going to float Vertigo. They both don't like playing Vertigo. If I'm Navi, I'm just going to ban it out right there. You have the better map pool. I think, and yeah, well, this is surprising. They're actually floating it. I like that. Both of them like kind of playing a game of who's going to be chicken. And Inferno getting banned by ENCE, not too surprising. They're Navi with the Mirage ban. That also makes kind of sense because it's a map that ENCE do like playing. Train pick from ENCE, that's very expected right there. They're very comfortable and they're very happy on it. Navi and Duster, yeah, it was a rough start there against Vitality, but the way they bounced back, the way they ran away on the T side, they're going to be feeling confident. And then Navi just showing the cojones, not touching Vertigo, allowing ENCE to ban it out, meaning they have the extra little bit of a ban coming in the form of Nuke. And I think Navi kind of have won this ban phase, if you ask me. Just like a little bit, but I do believe they have.
I agree. I think Navi can be super comfortable with this whole veto process. Now, the problem is, right, and that's what we don't know. As said before, I raised the question, how much do they practice with Jumpy? How much do they practice with X7? How much does that change the whole map pool? Because Jumpy is not the same type of player as X7. When X7 is playing, he's supposed to be the supportive element. He's supposed to be the bitch of the team, to be honest. Let's say it that way, right? But when Jumpy is on the lineup, when he's on the server, you can't have him as the bitch. He has to be the guy going in first. He has to be the guy being involved in everything that's going on, because he can potentially be the best player on the server when he's playing well. So it must change the way you approach maps. It must change, you know, what maps you feel comfortable on. So yes, again, by the looks of it, I agree. Navi had a good veto here, but we don't really know that much about him. So we'll have to learn and we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Twitch chat, I want you guys at home to let me know who you think is going to come in and take this game. Is it going to be Navi? Is it going to be ENCE? It's your time to get voting and make your decisions. And I guess we'll get to a break right now, guys. We'll take a little bit of a more chill time. We'll find out what Twitch chat is saying, and then we'll get your opinions on how this game is going to go. We'll see you guys after the break.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But now. Yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Spoon, I'm out of it all.
This series is about to kick off between Navi and ENCE. Now, Twitch chat, you've been giving us your votes. You've been letting us know which way you think this is going to go. Let's see, though, how many fans are coming from the CIS side of things and how many are on the ENCE camp throughout all of this. And, okay, look, we're in a bit more of a reasonable choice this time around. Twitch chat like to throw some curveballs, but I'm down with this. This makes sense. Now I'm going to get on to you guys, right? What predictions you are going to make here. Blair, you get to kick things off with this one. I know from what you've been saying and what we've been talking about, it definitely seems like there could be the Navi camp in your favor, but is there hope for ENCE?
There is hope for ENCE, but for once, I'm going to side with the people, with the masses. It is a democracy after all, and I do believe Twitch chat do have the right idea here. I think Navi should have this one. The map pool does favor them, and they seem to be even man for man. I think Pimp raised a very, very good point. How much preparation have they had with Yampi? They're playing the Road to Rio at X7. Road to Rio, if you look at it, importance-wise, way higher than the other event they were playing, which is the Elise Invitational, where they play with Yampi. They look very good, etc., but they haven't had enough time to prep with him. And against a Navi who have been frustrated, angry, looking to win. And if we see even 70% of what we saw from them yesterday against Vitality, I think they have this one in the bag. And I think Pimp's out of here. That's it. He left. That's his prediction right there.
Pimp doesn't even need to talk. Oh no.
I don't know what's going on, man. Here we are. Sorry, boys. Sorry, I'm back. You saying what, Blair? You think Navi's gonna win? What is on? What is going on with that simple electronic against Yampi and Elo? No way. No way.
Oh dear, Pimp. Oh dear, you've sold yourself to the devil. You can't be serious right now.
How much did Natu pay him for this? I'm
yeah, he's just shelling out.
I mean, looking at it, right, we have Yampi, one of the greatest talents to ever touch the game of Counter-Strike, going up against Simple, who, yeah, he was good in 2019. He was decent in 2018, but 2020? It's a new year, man. It's a new year.
Okay, well, I'm just going to be sensible here. It's going to be Navi 2-0 because Pimp has lost his damn mind. Yeah, we're day 10, right? He started to lose himself a bit with this. My God, I bless you, Pimp, right? That's all I'm going to say with this one. That's it. Like, yeah, good luck with it all.
We'll see after the game, boys. We'll see after the game.
You've been in this position many times, mate. I'm sure Pimp, he's superior analyst out here. Reddit love him, Twitch chat definitely always wrong.
Everyone hates me.
To
I love it.
Yeah. But all jokes aside, right, I don't see this game going to 3 maps. I know what can happen here in terms of what Navi have, and I think trains can be very interesting depending on what we see individual-wise. But guys, I'm going to have to kick you to the curb for a little bit. I'm trying to bring in those commentators. I don't want to look at that ENCE shirt anymore either. I'm going to bring Launders and Scrawny into the mix, and Launders can be very happy because he's putting out nice tweets because, you know what, I'm just repping him just casually here,
Yeah, I think the most winning team right now is Team Boxer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's got a nice shout out though.
Yeah.
I think what happened. I think Pimp has just given up on being signed by Astralis, and now ENCE is probably his only chance. So that explains that one.
That makes perfect sense.
In Denmark, apart from Pimp, there's so much great talent.
Poor Pimp is just getting wrecked and he's not even able to defend himself at this point. Of course you guys are going to go that way. But looking at this game, I am very much in this Navi camp because I'm worried of what ENCE have to offer and the time they've got to be able to show themselves here. But do you see a way where they can be able to take Train? What do you think needs to happen?
Maybe Train if anything, but maybe it will be the first sign that they'll lose a series if they don't pick it up. Yeah, Dust 2, it was brought up in the veto that Dust 2, this is a sketchy map for any team. Any team that has it as a home map, even Astralis, they held on to their lowest streak on Dust 2 as one of their core maps, and they played pretty much the best that you can on it.
Advertising.
So reign supreme on Dust 2. At a certain point, it's too easy to catch up on Dust 2. It's not a complicated enough map, and there's too much action from oppers. There's too simple of the gambles, the long and cat control. It's pretty much a spawn-based map, which takes away a lot from teams that are the best teams in the world to champion it. So maybe for Navi, though, the thing is that their form is a bit in question as well. So that might attract well to a Dust 2.
And when you're saying about that Dust 2, right, there's one thing that is like, you could easily, if you're Navi, have a better map as your go-to map. When you've got Blade, you've got Boobenstead, you've got a great mind of Counter-Strike, coaching you and talking you through it. I got a question on so many levels here, and oh dear, why have we allowed this to happen?
Yeah, get away from me, man.
Who let you in?
I'm back. I think we're waiting for the game to start, Launas. You were saying what again? What was
I was saying, that Denmark has so much great talent outside of the people in this call.
Well, the game's ready. Luckily, Pimp
I don't
can't
even
defend
wanna-
himself. Pimp, you can deal with this one later. Scrawny and Lourdes, take it away.
Oh man, they just brought Pimp back so we could dish it into his face, and he still didn't have a comeback. Tell me, what was he doing between the time you insulted him and the time he got into the call that means he comes in empty-handed? Pimp, don't bring a knife to a gunfight, because we're gonna shoot you down. It's Navi and ENCE, and it's starting off on train, and the time has come, my friends. So Sunny and Yampy over towards the T side. They've got tons of utility. The 3 flashbangs, Molotovs still on them. And of course, well, we're just going to get the old splitteroo here. 2 players towards the box halls for ENCE, and 3 lurking out Ivy. Ooh, electronics grenade. Not half bad, and obviously that comes in at the same time as the T's start to pressure into the B bomb site. They've got 2 counter-terrorists allocated towards there, and electronic, good for a second headshot. Simple gets called in, and if there's 2 players you do not want to walk into, it's electronic and Simple shoulder to shoulder. Aerial, he's going to try at the B site, and he gets a couple kills, but he doesn't have the bomb, and this is a legit 1 versus 5 attempt, so good luck.
I know. They'll need more than luck on top of that. So here's the first one. Oh, great peek. Well, we are on for it. Yeah, he has 18 HP, but he has enough time to get a lurk kill. And it really comes down to how well Navi decided to play this round. So Ariel, how smart are you feeling right now? Ah, old bomb's coming up. Could be a headshot. Oh, well, it is. It just isn't in favor of Ariel. So Navi, go ahead, pick that one up. And it's because they are so aware of Ivy the entire time. We saw the deliberate grenade down Ivy, even without spotting a player. Smoke here, electronic, full face forward. And I think all the while they've got the pressure going on simultaneously. But Electronic seems unfazed by this information. The whole time he's concerned about doing his job at Ivy and no less. And so it feels like this is a big read here by Navi.
Yeah, I definitely see a world where that 3-player Ivy push could have coupled very nicely with like an old bomb wrap around into the B site. With the success Ariel had on that 3-piece, it could have been good. But they found Electronic, and he comes out swinging. So that's 2 3Ks in the very first round of this series. Fingers crossed that we get the explosiveness that we would hope for between 2 teams like these. Simple, doing a great job of just picking up the pieces. That right there is a 4K on the anti-eco.
Let me get your thoughts, Connor. How you feel about Navi recently? And just what do you like? With all these matches, we obviously say, okay, on paper, there's this. There's Navi, higher ranked team, ENCE's form more in question, even in lands. And then we think, then we take it to online and we go, okay, things are a bit more even. So where do you stand now? Do you feel like Navi are definitely in favor in the series? Or do you think their form's questionable enough that ENCE could maybe pull a map or 2?
I think their form was more questionable, and I think that it's going to solidify itself in the coming weeks. So right now, I would side with Navi. I think that the way of which they kind of pieced the match against Vitality yesterday was really convincing. That's the one that kind of got me. In terms of my official DreamHack pick'ems at DreamHackPick'em.com, I actually made the error of switching to Vitality yesterday, and then Navi just kind of whooped them. So yes, I am very much alongside. I'd say I'm right there with Boomich when he says that, returning to this realm of online Counter-Strike makes just all matchups more 50-50, and that it can hinge on the preparation you make for your specific opponents. So I think that when I heard him say that, I really agreed.
I appreciated that, that he really did give an emphasis to the team that prepares more. He said the team that prepares more should win more, which is great. That adds merit to a situation where there may be more randomness.
And
look at what we have.
It also tells me that if he is approaching matches with that mentality, then he better be doing exactly what he says and getting ready for each and every opponent. You consider that they have Blade behind them, and I truly believe that that is a prepared Navi coming in. But continue.
Do as I say. And we've got the Jampy Lurk. He's got bomb facing forward. They're definitely crushing outside, but he's entrying out. So once he gets spotted, this might get interesting. Nobody watching down Ivy. Sergey and Sunny both get kills.
Yeah, look, they're starting to crack open this site. Poor Flamey doesn't have any cover to work with, and Perfecto walks right out the smoke. So 3-piece from Sunny, but Simple 4 seconds. Oh my God. Oh my God. There is a world where he stops the bomb, they somehow don't kill him, and he steals that.
You have
Could have
to
gotten
appreciate
wild.
That You have to appreciate that he didn't just spray immediately. He actually just took a second, but it still didn't work. Now, this setup is a bit questionable this late into the game, so I think I must have missed something because Navi didn't have anybody back CT, nor anybody back 6 watching Ivy, nor anybody 5 watching Ivy behind them. Instead, they had the E-Box player, a player Z, and they were just able to get crushed, I think, from the bomb train setup that they had going on. So, completely unaware of the thought that it could have been an Ivy crush. But to us, it seemed like there should have been some kind of notice. Okay, I think that's a robbery. I want to say that is a complete robbery. He was so close to him, and I think, like, I saw the reflection of the Taze in his glasses, and still, there was no kill. I can't believe how is that possible to do 92 damage?
I'm a part of the all or nothing Zeus club. You know, it should be 100 or 0.
Sure.
Maybe it means you got to reduce the range a little.
Maybe,
but
yeah.
I feel like doing 0 damage sometimes feels better than doing 92 and not getting that kill.
I can understand that. Yeah, I get that totally.
But just the USBs, had a P250 to work with because that Zeus empties its clip early. That was meant to be maybe the trick up their sleeve here in round number 4. ENCE about to tie this up at 2 apiece. Just a matter of when Perfecto dies, not if. And so we have it. ENCE straight out the gate on this T side. Sure enough, starting out off with 2.
We know both. This is the first time, by the way, that I think we've had all 5 players in the same cam. So ENCE have figured out the setup.
Ooh, maybe he missed the mark there. Look, he hit the shoulder.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it looked like it was a bit off. Maybe, you know what? He's lucky to have gotten 92.
How the turntables.
Indeed.
Back into the buy. Op ready. Here towards T-Con. Simple posted. And the 3 Ts run back. They were met by a lot of utility here. You can see at the front of the A site, Molly's burning on both sides.
You know what, though? They only used 1 smoke, 1 flash, I think, on this whole kind of push outside. So I wonder if they were going to commit out no matter what, or if there was not going to be counter utility. But in response, they definitely baited out some good grenades and a lot of attention. So back to Ivy now on the default. This makes T-Con a bit weaker for later in the round. This early push to it.
Unless they decide to go take it.
Boomich,
the front runner.
They have to know. They have to know that someone would take it.
Sunny seems hesitant, and I don't blame him.
It's more so that the CT has such a big advantage on this angle, and that even if someone's here, it doesn't, and you know it, it doesn't mean that you'll win. Now they hear Boomich running out, but anything could be a bait. Oh, they're giving up significant control.
I feel like both teams not wanting to lose the round based on the first kill that comes in from T-Con. So they are very much hesitant. Sunny on one side with the Molotov, looked like he was going to burn out those corners. Boomich ran back, comes in closer, kind of stutter steps. And a well-timed CT smoke towards Ivy is going to put Flamey in a prime position to try and lock this down. They're going to have to sprint through it. And they're going to do so with utility of their own. Flamey tucked close. Good first headshot, but not able to follow up with any sort of a kill. In fact, it's empty-handed on the forefront too, but Electronic, he's gone ahead and stopped that bomb. Still, Jampy's able to keep one moving. Simple, at a distance. Snipes one down. Perfecto's nade, that stops bomb, and that's the round. Navi with a 3rd. And that's not the first time we've seen the A hit come down to the wire like that.
ENCE really beat themselves here, because if you pause the clock in the last 20 seconds and you look around at the spots and then you fast forward 20 seconds, basically no one from Navi moved or tried to secure any more map control. They basically waited. And so there was no difference between ENCE walking into T-Con 20 seconds before that and when they took it. The only difference being that they ran out of enough time to be able to plant the bomb. So kind of a mistake overthinking in that situation, but I will say it was a strange setup for Navi to have, where Flamey was taking a very 50-50 fight versus Ivy Control here at the back of 6 with no support from his teammates. They had a claustrophobic setup around Sandwich with one player at Olaf who's also taking another 50-50. And then, of course, a Sandwich player who's not watching anything by himself but can only trade. And for all of these reasons, it's like, why wouldn't ENCE
That's even bigger because the B site holds strong as well. Everything going perfectly for Navi until Jampy gets that kill versus Perfecto. So this one enables the bomb plant, but it is a very dire situation nonetheless. Simple's patience pays off, and Jampy's gonna have to try and do this with 12 HP. Good flashbang, but way too many CTs still standing. He goes for the peek and fumbles. ENCE burning it down to the wire yet again, but Navi just getting all the kills really makes the difference.
Navi may be expectant of these late round situations, so are playing it at a very slow pace, and the 3-2 makes a lot of sense. They at least hold on to the T-Con for a bit longer this time around, and that final flash from Alu ends up baiting... Sorry, the final flash from Jampy ends up baiting Alu into a false sense of security, coming right into the dry peak towards Simple. So sometimes putting all your stock in a flash can be a bit rough. I think Alu knew where the fight was going to be, but I don't think Jampy knew where his fight was.
Quick headshot. Very rapidly down from the ladder. We've got still 3 CTs on this site. Eyes forward. No real Ivy threat, but we do still have Flamey kind of turning his head, understandably. Boomich within the smoke grenades. He anticipates the hit, but Sergey doesn't even give him a chance to fight back. Here comes Flamey in from Ivy, only one and done. So there we have it. ENCE picking up the pace, picking up the tempo, and picking up a 3rd round.
You do love that. Jampy still got a full kit of utility. They still got 2 Molotovs for the post plant if they had needed it. And we see the spots from Navi on the minimap here, 2 dying in front of ladder. Shout out to Sergey for hitting that shot. That was an incredible swing. I mean, he popped him through the smoke before we could see with X-ray that he was visible on Sergey's screen. So that was pretty much done for that. I mean, if your 2 players close up die versus your ladder and T-Con players, then you're not supposed to win. Your bomb train player has a lot of work to do. So they couple a nice entry with the full-on execute. Don't waste as much time as we saw in the past. A lot of things are going well now for ENCE. And the only question I have for Navi is why aren't they being more proactive more often? You know, why aren't they fighting for ladder more often? Why aren't they pushing into T-Con more often? They tried it, but they've been passive, or they haven't tried it, or they've fallen out. But I think there's a lot of merit to pushing those choke points right now. So we're gonna have the tack called for Navi as they talk about things. And the weird part is there's just like a low amount of utility being used, I think, between both teams right now. And I feel like a lot of dry fights are being taken, which ultimately is going to favor the T's more often. Honor
killing.
Go for it.
A Zeus kill in round 4 would have gotten Boomich his 32nd in honor of the 32-year-old Zeus he replaced as IGL.
Wow. That's honestly one of the most honorable reasons that I've heard of somebody trying to go for a Zeus. So yeah, shout out to Boomich.
Let's see if throughout this series he can get that 32nd kill. You know, the failed attempt in round 4 doesn't mean that deep dive stat from AZS has to go anywhere. Still reigns true. Damn, I feel like Elliot's had a coffee this morning, dude. He dug deep for that one, and I like it.
Yeah. Probably ground the beans with his teeth.
If you're doing that, I don't think you should.
That's man mode.
I don't drink coffee, I eat it.
Uh-oh.
Very close towards Ivy. A lot of bodies, and it's just that scout on Flamey. His back is turned, so he is not going to have a good job of trying to hold this at bay. Great grenade, all the same, and Simple comes in quickly. 2 versus 2 ensues. Alu looking for something, but he's scoped in, and Simple gets the best of him. Solid peek off of the train itself. Sergey, clutch mode. Dodges the frag grenade and is trying to hone in on Perfecto, but he can't win that duel. A big move by Flamey there to at least use the frag to slow them down. And then, I mean, Simple, crucial clotheslining of a couple players as well.
Hey, I think that's, yeah, a well-stated point. They had to do something, and Flamey was not really in a position to hold them all down. So the nade, that bit of AoE damage, helped Simple light them up. And yeah, without a player like Simple on the team in that spot, they probably lose, because ENCE pull out this lurk again, 3 up to the top of IV without throwing too many grenades, and being able to take control of it nice and early to pull off these lurk explodes. They need, if Navi had opt down Ivy on a few of these rounds, they would have been able to get a kill almost every single time.
Back to the B bomb site, perhaps. This one looking pretty straightforward. Flash, timing, well, simple. Oh man, he is caught out into the open. Let's see if Perfecto can come up with more than one. Seems not, but Electronic fast rotate. That's good for another pickup. Sunny's gonna deny the hard flank up the ladder. So a tough job here for Electronic and Flamey if they even want to chance it. They are in position. They both have kits, but there goes their last piece of utility. They're gonna try and force the fight. Electronic getting a fresh reload in. Takes to the high road, and this could be the piece they don't expect. He finds an angle onto Alu first and foremost, dodges the peek from above. Low HP here for what's left of Navi, and yet Electronic still guns them down. He chases, and it works successfully, but Flamey, he has to run. There's just no time. Sunny's gonna go ahead and pick this up. ENCE finding their fourth, and I think once more here, Launders, it was the aggression that catches Navi off guard. Think of Simple's position. He would have never have chosen to be caught in the open like that.
He was holding down the ramp. He had the idea that it was going to be a ramp play, but that CSGO timing, unfortunately for him, he jumps out of the spot right when he would have been able to get a kill. Now, the flashes were coming his way, so maybe he would have died sitting in front of the connector. Maybe he got to the best spot he possibly could. Either way, as you're mentioning, you know, this contact explode on the correct timing ends up being the right play. And ENCE, yeah, they're playing a very frugal brand of Counter-Strike, and not using too many nades, moving at just awkward timings, relying on that, and it is working some of the time.
Oh boy, pistols prevail. Simple. What are you up to? He's gotten himself 2. He's currently sitting 12-5. You can never question Simple, regardless of the round, regardless of the weapon, regardless of the situation, it seems. They're just going to cool this one off, and I feel like ENCE, if they can get shoulder to shoulder, side by side, they'd be better off for it during this little pause, during the moment that the CTs have offered them to collect their thoughts and collect their forces. But the threat still looms near. Simple, he keeps peeking out. He's going to get caught by the ladder player. Another victim of timing, but Flamey, he's still able to drop that bomb. And now Alu's going to have everything to do. They know exactly where he's at, and he sees both CTs. Doesn't know if Flamey's been able to retreat, but has a great idea as to where he's got off to. Flamey's going to go to the top of the train. Alu's going to creep up the wall. Now, he saw them both here. Alu, he just has to finish the little bit of damage that remains. There it is. He's low on ammunition. Perfecto's got that deagle, and Perfecto picks it up.
Oh, tough situation for Alu. He gets the dog tags on both last players, wraps the bomb, tries to get that little bit of damage in, but can't end up finishing it. And Simple, another truly important 2K on the outside site, this time with a deagle of all weapons, of course. And I love the pause, you know, the patience from ENCE in that spot to just wait it out. But Flamey comes through with this headshot. You're like, the last bullet on the CZ in sandwich. And he was just this prevalent threat the whole round, just denying them from being able to wrap on the A site. So it's pressure up Ivy once again, but it's just pistols this time. Flamey's going to have a bit of an easier time denying, and Perfecto should also rack up some eco frags, unless the deagle ends up getting its revenge.
Oh, it's definitely got the bomb plant, and that is a win in and of itself. Retake should be strong, unless there's a world where Sunny somehow compromises them. I mean, even if he dies quickly because he is low HP, he could serve as a distraction, get some of the counter-terrorists to turn their head back. That sets up Alu to swing on the AK. Let's find out. He's gonna find Simple first and foremost, and oh my god, he's onto the off. Ah, sick flick to drop out Flamey. Electronic has to run forward, and ENCE give it right back. I love this.
I don't even know. This is a 3v5, isn't it? Sunny comes out with this lurk, and look at this op shot. Just take a look at that. Oh, that's wonderful. The quick flick down, and of course, you know, it's the rest of the deagles to chime in. Man, Perfecto needed to deliver more there, obviously. But the two-man spray down at ladder, you thought it was, or sorry, at Ivy, you thought it was over from that point on. So another eco that's going the kind of the wrong way. But it's okay, yeah. And then
what's happening?
I don't know what's happening, but it seems like rifles just don't mean a lot this game.
I don't know where we are or where we're going, but I like it. It seems like everybody's coming to the game to play today. just the scout for Simple. Ariel's going to go ahead and retreat, catching Electronic, who actually sticks around with the Deagle and even gets the op.
All right, yeah. Let's see what Electronic can do. He's keeping the Deagle out right now. Could just die on the lurk. Oh, he's trying to make sure that gets into the right hands. Electronic holds Old Bomb. The whole Old Bomb lurk here. This sets up Simple quite well. Oh, he's going to search. Oh, wow. He's going to go search out at Ivy. This is the lurk that I was thinking he should try to hold. Simple can watch his flank here. Perfecto's still inside. Saw him struggle last round. He's got a chance of redemption.
They're about to come down the ramp. He could hone in on this. Yeah, really boils down to Yampy finding timing again on the flank. Smoke
waiting
signals. It's a fake back.
They're going outside, yeah. They're just waiting because they had the Jampy lurk to the bottom of heaven. Some call it hell. And Simple, knowing that this rotate came out, is probably aware. I wouldn't even be surprised if Simple clears this.
I'm very happy to see ENCE actually recalculate there once they're on the top of ramp. You know, they didn't force the issue. It can be a little too welcoming to just charge down the ramp into the sniper of Simple, who is very clearly the king. I mean, look at the way Electronic goes fishing for weapons and brings it back.
Yeah, and it's
essentially the Navi tax.
And it's a fake that works both ways, because let's say a lurker gets caught, they can continue with inner. They know at least one of the players is outside. If their lurker gets information outside, he doesn't have to try to flank if Navi may be worried about that, and then they can rotate out. So there's just options get opened up by having Jampy move into that spot. And ENCE just barely win that round. You know, that's another round that looks quite ugly there for a second. And it's in fact following an eco that goes the other way. So, whoa, I'm trying to figure out exactly how much money is on the table now for Navi.
Not much at all.
Not much at all, yeah.
Enough. Not enough to buy anything other than some trimmings. A couple pieces of utility here. Mac 10 on Electronic. He's got armor as well with Simple, so maybe it's Maybelline. They'll piece something together. There's the first one. Solid stuff by Simple. Posted up on ramp early. He easily avoids those flashbangs. This is going to start to expedite the hit into the A site, and they're going to be met by Electronic. Nice ladder attempt there. Just flew over Yampy, but it doesn't work. Simple in with another op. And oh no, bomb dropped. Boomage with the USP headshot. Gets that one onto the dirt. Sergey's going to swing out from ladder. They are outnumbered 2-1. Although they do still have more guns. Still, ENCE just trying to slow this one. There's utility for Alu to try and maybe section things out, carve some map control. He hits Boomich. That's going to be tantalizing to hone in on. Boomich toying with him, though. Peeking off of the ladder. There goes Flamey into the AK. Alu's able to swap guns back, but Sergey's fallen. So this has to be the big clutch from the Finnish sniper, and he is tunnel visioned yet again. A warning shot from Simple before Perfecto swings. How many eco round wins are we going to get on Train?
Yeah, I'm a little tired of it, to be honest. Well, that's a nice shot. That's a very nice shot from Simple. I mean, an op really changes the face of an eco completely. I mean, an op on a rifle round could get all of the glory just by getting the 3 kills that could result in a save. So it's not a surprise that Simple can have a round like that and make it look very legitimate, especially as he kind of protects his pawns that are running around with just their USPs collecting information. But yeah, to be able to look at this game and see that there's been like 4 ecos or so, it's to say that, you know, definitely not the best Counter-Strike is being played, but at least the operas are on point. Alu's here to pick up that trade, and this is a situation where Ariel only has a P250. Jampy looking for that lurk. Flamey does not want to get lurked upon this time, has got eyes down Ivy for once. Kind of.
Yeah, seems short-sighted. Gonna hope he swings the op like a shotgun. Jampy's patience could pay off. He doesn't have to make the first move here. We see that pressure from ENCE trickling over towards the box halls, but he does find timing. Flamey tries to peek left into him. And now that's man advantage. That's a big opening for ENCE as well. Check out Jampy just going all the way around towards CT spawn. He's going to occupy Simple entirely. Simple cannot walk away from this, and it's getting even better. Simple, he's lost his teammate over towards the B site, so he has to give away that flank. He has to let Electronic go pick up the pieces, which he will. But can he close with the clutch? He's got Sunny, at least that much. And Ariel's still just on the P250 as Electronic just has a field day. Haphazardly hopping all over the B site, but it works. And that's Navi to an 8th round.
One critical frag from Simple, 4 from Electronic. Everybody else is falling short. And it feels like it's a very lopsided game in favor of a couple of talents right now. We've got a 15-kill player on ENCE. We've got a 17-kill player on NAVI. We've got Electronic climbing to that peak. But man, these site holds are very weak. We've got Flamey, who's getting kind of dogged on at Ivy a lot of these rounds. I think he's died 4 times trying to hold in a number of ways, and even picking up the op, which should have been the best remedy, he's gotten destroyed. And then Perfecto not doing a great job in her as well.
Oh, this is the big dog pile. They try to charge out from T-Con. Sunny gonna keep that tempo going. Doesn't have the Kevlar to couple with the AK, so he may not be long for this world. Few op shots missed their mark. Electronic's gonna walk forward and seal the deal. He has 20 health left over as Sergey tries the 1v4. He was honing in on the bomb site, but now he's getting pinched. 9-6 is where we end this first half. ENCE with enough to make the CT side comeback. Will it happen? We'll find out after the break.
One giant leap for us. Together we'll light the night. I don't ask for much. Your heart is enough. I never want to see you cry. Take me home for just one night. Promise I can make you feel alright. Take me home for just one night. Let me light the fire. Into the stars. All the night like we're royalty. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there. Into the stars. Time just seems to fly whenever you're by my side. Baby, I'm here to stay, so cast your doubts away. Don't let your feelings hide. Take me home for just one night. Promise I can make you feel alright. Take me home for just one night. Let me light the fire. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there. Into the stars.
6 rounds on the T side of Train is definitely doable for ENCE, but that half was plagued by pistol round upsets. Curious to see if things stabilize now that we've got the Finns on the defense. It's Scrawny and Launders, still here with you to hold your hand the whole time.
I'm leaning towards Navi now because Electronic and Simple have 17 and 16 kills between the two of them. And look, Boomich gets an entry here on this inner hit. It could go from bad to worse. If it feels like Navi were lucky to even get that many rounds, but because they have such extraordinary duo, they're able to pull out that many rounds. But you can see how tilted the kills are in favor of those two players.
Yeah, individuals really making the difference at the moment. And we've had some shining stars on ENCE as well, just not as bright as both Simple and Electronic, who, speak of the devil, is still trying to fire off with the P250. He gets himself 1 kill. Boomich lends a helping hand. Sunny all alone now, and he's got that kit smoke worth saving. Run. Run for your life. Navi's coming. They're going to take that second pistol, and it all starts with Boomich just running down the ramp and just barrel rolling through Sergey here. That first kill created so much space, enabled the plant off the back of it, so I really do feel like, you know, it looks so easy for Navi, but it definitely helps when Boomich does things like that.
Totally. You know, pistol rounds are, never forget, rounds where anything can work as long as your entries go as planned, and I think that Boomich shows us why. The amount of space created by killing the solo man on B is tremendous, and yeah, it just allows Navi to get in really great spots. And Simple, of course, does well to get the 2 P250 kills from that spot on top of it. You mentioned there are stars on ENCE as well, not shining quite as bright. You know, that's Sunny. He's a star. He's a gas giant. He's not quite as bright as some of the other stars in the universe, but he's still really doing a good job of illuminating the current server. He's definitely had insane impact in a couple of these rounds. And yeah, he's pulling over 180 R for the team as it stands. On CT side, it's just that you're going to need the talent pool to be people to come up a little bit and for it to be a bit more spread out to make sure these holds go well. Now, we've got this kernel defense on the A site from the CTs, 2 on the bomb train, 1 in front of it, and just kind of one in heaven, 1 in Z. So they're prepared to rotate, but they're also in good spots just to defend against A. I quite like this from the pistoling players. The only problem is, of course, just the USPs make it hard to get the kills.
Yeah, it's a little more elaborate than, say,
they're just
5-man old bomb stack.
They're just teaming with trade potential, though.
It's to the brim. Although Electronic starts to crack into it. They're going to go ahead and try to play off of the flashbang, so they had their few tools to play off of. Sunny comes in with 1 headshot, still staying true. As you said, he is a celestial body, and let's hope that his gravitational pull can elevate some of the other members of ENCE now that they're into the gun rounds. 2 M4A1Ss in both Aerial and Alu.
Yeah, bring him down to earth, if you will, down to his level. So here, the CT setup. What's it going to be? This is most curious for me. We saw a very kind of we saw kind of a drought of utility in that first half from both sides. There wasn't much being used. And with the full kits in hand, they've taken kind of a standard control, emphasis on aerial as the first pain point of the round if Navi want to try to aggress towards outside. But they've turned their attention towards inner just slightly, clearing out the box holes, coming back, doing the regular thing, but they clearly want to stay in this 5v5.
Ooh, there's good potential for these nades. If they'd get out of Flamey's way. Oh my god. Friendly fire. My leg.
My leg.
Oops. Ariel's just standing here on 100 health. Like, what the hell was that? Guys, I think they tried to nade me. We'll find out. Sergey, he's going to go peeking in, so he absolutely confirms what's up. Navi, heavily bodied in the box halls. They're going to go ahead and commit with their utility. We see, oh my goodness, 3 Molotovs, 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs, and only 1 body actually out for now. That's Boomich taking the lane straight towards the CTs, who do lock down. Solid hold. Only Simple on the kill feed for Navi. ENCE, they seem more than ready for that one.
And they're sharing the kills. Everybody pitches in there. But I love the I love the image
And Perfecto, as the one player on Navi to actually get a deed kill this round, you win. He's gonna get softened up by the frag grenade. Looking for the ace and a second. Nice shot there versus Jampy. That's Navi still losing it out, so 3-round lead is all they'll have to work with, and stellar start to a CT side.
They should have is like Perfecto gets these kills, and just to emphasize how important they are is just to like when he shoots to show how much money is lost from the CT side. You know, like $5,000, $5,000. Like these are big numbers that are taken down by a couple of these deagle shots. So they definitely can have their impact, and it can have a knock-on effect into the following rounds, depending on how rounds like this go that follow. So Navi 11-8, but the lead dims and get closer. They pull off a very good B-hold, and just as brought up, you know, they do a good job of spreading out the kills more evenly, everyone pitching in.
And I think truly that the pressure really is on Navi right now. They had a solid first half, but ENCE had done enough to kind of find comfort in this CT side. And that's what I'm seeing thus far on the defense. You know, this does not feel nearly as chaotic as it did when Navi was there, trying to rob rounds away with ecos, for example. You know, ENCE, they're happily just walking around the front side of the A site. There's no T-con pressure from Navi to try and screw over this defense. They're so comfortable, in fact, that they go ahead and go for the double peek down Ivy. And that's huge because Alu, he could very well rip a player off from Navi. They are walking forward towards him. And as he turns attention, it's going to be Jampy set up. 38 HP, so that is a weak point here. Peeks into simple, fumbles and falls. Alu collateral, and the 3-piece. Just locks down Ivy on his own. He feeds Jampy to the wolves, and then feasts. I love it.
Alu dropping the goddamn hammer on these kids at Ivy. That's well done. Now, 2-on-4, bomb gets planted. Interesting side bomb plant here. Two T's can move a little bit more freely now that it's not planted on default. Of course, the problem of the material advantage here is Alu picks up another kill, man. 4 frags, the collateral, and not just a collateral that's like, wow, that's cool. Probably a necessary collateral to help him stay alive, plus the follow-up kill to shut down Ivy in totality. 20 and 13 now is... Oh, sorry, that's funny. Alu's up there, though.
You see that repeat when he goes in for the Zin at the perfect time for the finish. Sniper, Flamey gonna drop down with the Tech 9, just blown away by Jampy. MP9, very aggressive. And already now the setup for Navi. They were trying to hope to come into this, knowing in the back of their mind, hey, we've won rounds with less, but this does not seem to be one of those robberies. ENCE happy to just go toe-to-toe here versus an eco. Sunny gets a little bit distracted by the player through the smoke. I love how Boomich just kind of creeps in on him during that moment. And this compromises the A site. So good to see ENCE moving a third body over, but Electronic even gets the AK. They may want to reset and come in at this differently.
Yeah, it's definitely a thought. It's a bit of a lurk game here. Do they push the smoke? Do they not? Are the CTs watching it? These are all questions. The flank is coming in from Ivy. Electronic turns the corner, but Alu deals with that problem, and Jampy picks up the slack. Now it's just 2 up. Perfecto and Simple all alone. He's comfortable in these situations, of course. 3 on the hunt. They don't want to give him too much respect, it looks like. Jampy, he'll be the first victim. Oh, some damage dealt as well, and this is where things get a bit scary.
Yeah, these are the kinds of rounds he can win but Simple is going to come up short there. I just knew. I knew when he was positioning himself behind E-Box, and we saw Jampy just kind of running at him. You know, Jampy doesn't have as much experience versus Navi as some of the other players do. He didn't realize that by running and giving that audio to Simple, he was kind of digging his own grave. We saw that excellent first Deagle shot, take his head clean off, but no follow-up. So we start talking about ENCE because they are now 1 round away, just 1 away from tying this at 11. Navi, they are going to come back in with a bye, so they could take momentum back. But speaking of momentum, so fast, Electronic already on the other side of this smoke. And, well, tons of damage coming out for ENCE. Jampy's gonna block a bit of their utility. Aerial gets activated. He's trying to find kills, and he will do so. Getting a big scalp and Simple. Sunny, Jampy, both a kill apiece, and everything's going to a T for ENCE. Flamey's the last one up. He gets just the single kill, and we are all tied at 11.
You brought up how you really liked Aerial on ENCE. You know, he does a great job of playing around the smokes here. There's nothing to stop him from pushing up because he's the man. His job was to clear a ladder. The smoke was down, nobody crossed out. He wraps around E-Box, kills Simple, which is going to be the most important player to kill because he's opping in that spot. His teammates are meant to rifle, to bait peek so that he can get frags in the chaotic situation, and he takes out that target first. We've got a fun fact here. Multi-killers. Electronic and Simple have 4 triple kill and 2 quad kills between them on train. That's a round in itself. Like an ace is obviously definitively around 1 by 1 person, but a 4K is basically the same. It's virtually identical. I mean, you get 4 kills, you should win that round every single time, and I think that's how we saw Navi get to that 9-round mark. But it's a different story here in half number 2. Navi had 9 rounds to 6 of ENCE. ENCE have won already 5 rounds in this half and are tied.
I think this is... Oh, hold on. We'll come back to that because Electronic's not giving us time to think. Jampy's going to pick up 1 with the AWP over on Ivy, falls to the Tech 9, Aerial compromise, tries to turn attention back, and that will work. He shuts down Boomage, but all the while, Electronic, he's making more space on the site itself because Aerial was drawn backwards. Now, Simple looks like he's just going to plant this bomb, calling Aerial's bluff. He doesn't move in until the flash is there, and it's a perfect retake. Aerial with the 3-piece, looking good for ENCE. Dealing with Navi's aggression, but I was going to bring up the double op between Jampy and Alu. I think this is a strength that Jampy has over X7, and I think that's something nice for this Finnish roster. Nice little some depth in their sniping prowess.
Yeah, I can hear that for sure. But yeah, Aerial, the absolute doorman outside, very important here, pushing up towards E-Box, just making sure he's performing his acts like an anchor. What's a 1.6? Navi are the youngest team in Group D. Perhaps surprisingly, only Heroic are younger in EU. That's incredible. I actually didn't know their average age was that low. I thought, maybe probably Flamey is now the old. Wow, is Flamey the oldest player on Navi?
Let me go take a look.
Oh my God, I think that must be true. That's actually blowing my mind.
23, Simple 22, Electronic 21, Boomage 21, and Perfecto 20.
Wow.
So yes.
Man, I still remember when Flamey was the youngest player on Navi. That's so crazy. How the times change. So a bit of more aggressive control here. I like the new look on the CT side here from ENCE. It's good to see some variation in their approaches. And they allowed Navi to try the same strat twice last round. Had Ivy compromised, almost resulted in Navi being able to pick up the round. If they had better guns, it might have been a different situation. The double peek towards inner as well, calculated and coordinated. So that's, it would have been a hard frag to trade. And Jampy gets one walking right into his scope as Navi tries to suss out a new avenue to get to a site.
I'm starting to be convinced here. ENCE's CT side, it's looking good because it's proactive. Some rounds they're just playing responsively versus Navi, and other times they're playing responsibly even though they go on the aggression. Like this calculated hit up into the box halls. We've seen them forcing the issue. We've seen them taking initiatives, and I'm a big fan of that. Alu's going to miss a shot over top of the train, so this does open a route here. We've got Perfecto picking up a kill. He's going to be running through the train yard to his demise, however. 2 versus 4. Not a good look for Navi, especially with 20 seconds still left on the clock. Neither site has really fumbled. So Simple, it goes from bad to worse. He loses his teammate, and they're not giving him anything to play off of. 10 seconds, he has to walk away and save.
In terms of the cliff notes of this half, there's only been good things to say about how ENCE have played in their setups. The proactivity, if you talked about, it's prophylactic sometimes, it's proactive sometimes. It's higher on individual skill in the first half, which is great. It's more even across the board. This is a half where Aerial has crossed the line from single to double digits and has had impact on a rifle round outside. It's one where they're not getting ecoed. So there's more things good to say about ENCE's CT side so far than I honestly could say about Navi's. They even had a full on-site hold on the B site. That worked out quite well.
What are we going to get from them this time? What's Navi going to do that makes a difference? Because they're running out of wiggle room. Running out of chances. Very patient setup, it seems. Trying to hold Ivy honest. I mean, we have seen Jampy try to clear that out, so maybe there's a world where he hyperextends into the scope of Simple. I think that's what they're hoping for here, with more than a minute left to play.
Some pressure into the ladder room. Already holding the spot, clearing it out, and yeah, doing a good job of just making sure the entire house is clean. And as you mentioned, doing it safely, Perfecto holding on its angle. How aggressive do they want to get into him? Probably not very. They're just instead going to wait for Navi to make a move, it looks like.
Move starts to come through. Perfecto getting the first on the board, but they can't get past the T-Con unless that frag versus Sunny is the trick. Boomich already moving his feet to the site. Oh, but he's lost a teammate over his shoulder. Boomich still unable to find another kill on the bomb site, but that means he's been unannounced to Alu, who creeps right through the smoke and is still successful, somehow being heads up enough to grab that frag. And I think we're looking at ENCE winning train, because this is just all too solid. They maintain the defense yet again, and we haven't seen Navi with much. So yeah, time to take a pause.
Yeah, ENCE have definitely and officially warmed up. They look very good now, and everything is working on all cylinders. Alu's coming into his own. Yeah, they're definitely on lockdown mode. So in the pause for Navi, I don't know if part of this conversation is what to do economically. I don't know if they're going to entertain the thought of a buy. I don't think they should, obviously, but it looks like they're going to be in a half buy situation. I wonder if they're going to try their IV and back six wrap strat where they get electronic out, but I would be trying to weaponize him for the entries, keep Simple kind of third in. Maybe they can knock down a player on the side, catch him off guard. If they're lucky, there's holes. There's obviously always going to be holes in setups because you don't have enough players to watch every spot. What do Navi gamble on this round is the question.
Man, we're really seeing the resurgence of the Tech 9, eh? More and more often.
Yeah, it's true.
And I love seeing it sprinkled around with the Deagles still. Tech not the best at a distance. Still the master class for the Deagle. But if you leave those Deagles on the back line and the Tech 9's forward, you can make magic happen. Sergey, very close to what is the vast majority of Navi here. 4 members for the T's up in the box halls. Maybe Sergey decides to move himself forward here. We have found rounds where Sergey finds timing on this, and he does cut Flamey off from above. So suddenly, the ramp players, they had to pick up that trade frag, which they will. Electronic, a second kill off the Tech 9. Now he's got Simple trying to give cover with the AK because Sergey offered him the rifle. Whoa, Simple just jumps down into the bomb site. Electronic finds the 3-piece. Bomb falls onto the feet of Simple, and he's gonna go ahead and plant. We've got a 2 versus 2 for Navi to try and keep them in this, to try and deny ENCE that 15th round. Sunny taking to the top of the train. Simple gonna blow his brains out, and now it's just on Jeppy. That long distance op and they know where he's at. He tries to hide, but Simple hunts him down, and Navi, again, with less than rifles, picking up a round win.
Of course, they can always be a threat, and Alu drops a shot there on Simple. I think he was coming down the ramp, and yeah, I think this is like kind of the most important one. But this is at a point when it's already a 3v2 situation. Bit of a rough go of it, or sorry, Electronic, I see. And yeah, now it's already become a real game again, because ENCE could have had 15 there, but instead they end up having to spend all their money on this round. Navi have a full buy up once again. And now that they have their heads back on their shoulders, you know, maybe they can find the correct approach to attacking outside. You never know when it's just going to click.
You know, I think that resonates with me. You are absolutely right. And I think sometimes Navi almost does that better than anybody else. You know, looking down and out and then just suddenly clicking as a unit, as individuals, as a team. Whether they can do it under the pressure of a 12-14 score versus the double ops that we have seen connect. I'm looking at Alu for another big multi-kill here to take his team at least onto the line. But this one's looking patient. We're at that 50-second mark and still no commitment from anyone, really. A little curiosity, perhaps, for ENCE towards Ivy, but even then, they have no answers as to what the hell is coming their way. Sergey, he's about to have a rude awakening. He must be able to feel that this execution's close. Perfecto, through smoke, decides to walk outwards, and Sergey is going to shut him down. Alu's op, hammering one home, and a 5 versus 3 very quickly. They're going to try to desperately turn tail, double back over towards the A site, and that is where they're met by a molly. Arguably held onto because Navi showed nothing towards that A site. They never elicited any sort of a reaction. They never forced the utility to come out. So look how easily ENCE win the round. 1 frag for Sergey, 1 op shot from Alu, and 1 Molotov spells disaster.
Oof. Holding on to 3 guns is a small victory, but yeah, that's like giving up match point is obviously what sucks the most. And all they try to do is throw a very simple fake. I think it can pull the attention of the player in Z, and that's why Perfecto walks out, because he's assuming that a Sergey's what Navi are not low on grenades, but low on a player, and only have 2 full sets. They've got the smoke and the flash on Perfecto, but they haven't done much to try to game rotations except for what we saw in that last round. I suspect anything they try to do now will be a bit obvious to ENCE. Plus the man advantage going in their favor at the moment. The double op setup is very daunting, and you'd think Navi, you know, if they waste any utility on a fake, they're not going to be able to avoid getting opt. That's probably going to be the biggest trial for them. So instead, I think they're going back to just a standard outside take, and Ariel will be the first boss, and he has been a boss, at least in this half. Defending versus these pushes, we'll see what he can do coming up to bat here.
Yeah, whoever falls first for the CTs has Jampy's attention to try and hold, but they both fall. So that kind of puts things into question. Jampy, nice 2-piece. And he has a chance to now push up and wrap around the E-box. This could give him a frag versus Simple, and he's gonna nail that one too. Jampy ace to close. He sticks the landing. A beautiful sniper setup there on the A site. Both of the front runners fall short, and yet still he picks up all 5 kills. The kid's the real deal, and it's awesome to see him flourishing in ENCE here in their first map versus Navi. That's a 28-round game that closes with an ace. It's a thing of beauty, and I absolutely love it. But that's it, 28 rounds up, 28 rounds down. We'll see if that was long enough for Pimp to think of a comeback.
Так, го скатанем каточку. Потом можно розыгрыш сделать. Я думаю. Так, пока запускается КС. Чтобы участвовать в розыгрыше, надо просто поставить лайк. Ну, можно подписаться на канал. Ну, ладно, пока там наберется сколько-то лайков, я пока поиграю. Сейчас. Угу. Почему не видно-то? Сейчас, сек. Ё-моё. Алло. Так, сейчас, секунду. С ОБС проблема. Небольшая проблема. Так, ну я слежу, если катка начнется, я скажу. Что за дичь? А, это... Я понял. Я понял. Так, сейчас я окно скрою. Вот так. И экран вот так. Так, все. Я готов. Чё, кто хочет со мной, мэм? У меня, в принципе, калаш с винками. Глобал в напарниках. Ладно, пока на сервер разомнусь. Сайбершок. В рекламе эта сеть серверов не нуждается. Поэтому, в принципе, рекламировать ее и не буду. Плюс чат, кто на стриме. Кстати, надписи на вебку не мешает. Сбор донату. Я ее в центр положил, потому что там реклама была на стриме. Ну, на трансляции игры. Так, все запустилось. Запустилась игра. На-на-на-на-на. Так. Какой у меня тут левел на сайбершоке? Кстати, на фейсите у меня вот 6, как вы видите. Тут у меня 5. Экзекутус, я думаю, все знают, что это за режим. Надо сначала дойти до планта, поставить бомбу, потом уже защищать. То есть это получше, чем ретейк. Прочитал врыв. Хотя я флешку слышу. Кстати, тут еще есть прострел вот такой. Оу. Че с пингом? 46. Сорян. Так, эмка или аук? Ну, он пока с эмкой. Так, помогать надо. Уф. Да фак, ну меня разменял бы. Он разменял.
Дайте есть по возможности.
Эйс. На ретейке, ну на экзекутусе. По возможности. Нормально. Почему все голубые? Дали возможность, но он себя не реализовал. Что ж поделать? Хотя вроде бы в центре на вебку не мешает.
Это сайт был. Аккуратно. Или его убили.
Какой сайт, что несет?
Убили. Аккуратно, КТ.
Ё-моё, я думал забанил. Я знал, что он там.
Найс, у вас КТ.
Чувак жестко по инфе, конечно. Первый левел фейс. Бывает. О, чекайте позицию электроника. Смотрите, сейчас я ее займу. Он часто садится вот сюда. То есть не так тупо сидит. Ну, точнее, не стоит, а сидит. Или вот так можно сидеть. Тоже нечитаемо. Но с шарта могут убить, я думал, чекают. Фак, минус 64. Как так-то? Так, сейчас надо посмотреть, матч Нави не начался-то. Начался ли? Так, сейчас, секунду. Так, матч Нави вот. Нет, еще не начался. Да, пока все печально. Плюс чат кто на стриме. Вроде 8 человек должно быть. Так, там мог кто-то крысить. Ну, фак. Капец, он сразу перевелся на меня. Так, ну пока перерыв, в принципе. Плюс чат. Ну, а давайте проведем розыгрыш среди тех, кто плюс в чат напишет хотя бы. У кого есть аккаунт на YouTube, пишите плюс в чат. Ну, с копом-то зачем? Плюс чат в чат. Плюс в чат. Кто хочет участвовать в розыгрыше. Там уже через рандомайзер. Ты чё с пингом? Пингует. Плюс чат, кто хочет участвовать.
Двое, яма, двое.
Непосредственно. Ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла. И, короче, я СГ беру, я очень жестко нублю. Иногда, ну хотя у СГ, наверное, еще хуже будет. С ССГ. Ого. Хае. Почему пингуют? Надо собирать, короче. Чувак планчит, там вообще пофиг.
Не пикай, по мне инфы нет.
Да, они не прочитают что-то в сайте. Ё-моё, у меня завис. А, это пинг опять. Сорян за пинг, может это подлагивать. Стрим. А, ну подлагивает, наверное, потому что Twitch у меня еще включен.
Один минус 40, другой минус 20.
Опа, сайт уже.
Они сайт.
Так, я хочу ОБС настроить. Почему-то у меня сейчас рабочий стол должен быть вот таким. А, нет, сейчас. Сейчас захват игры. CSGO. Ну. Да почему он не выравнивается-то? Боже мой, захват игры. Принудительное масштабирование. Такое, что ли? Так, сейчас, секунду. Разбираюсь тут с ОБС. Пока пишите плюс в чат. Да почему?
Лонг 1,5.
Не могу вообще. Ладно, попробуем по-другому, значит. Это что такое вообще? Так, скоро матч NAVI, я так понимаю. Ну, вторая карта. Так, сейчас вот Twitch. Так, сейчас, секунду, я лучше так сделаю. Так, все, игра.
Парни, заходим. Чекайте шорты лонг.
Предфет как играет третий левел. Фейст.
Шорт. Класс, парень.
О! Позиция хорошая. Прям хорошечно можно пикнуть. А, найс. Нормально. Еще показали смог, если там даже не было его.
Апарта.
Так, ладно, короче, я понял. В розыгрыше никто не участвует.
Бомба в бойлере.
Печально, конечно, ну да ладно.
Бомбу взял.
Времени нету.
Фига себе, бомбу взял, нормально. ЗКТ бомбу взял. А, ну это 100%. Или супер-пупер фейк. Так, ладно, началась там катка. Давайте смотреть.
Right? So that's good. We'll go with Yumpy.
You really got to put the gusto on it, though. You know, you really got to a Yumpy.
Yumpy. Yumping around.
Heard. And Flamey
for you.
You good?
Yumping for you.
Flamey's gonna get a little chance to double back and check the tunnels. Just make sure that nobody's on the back line. Smoke double flash, and ENCE decide to make the first move here. Alu, nice crisp headshot versus Electronic, tries to catch the player jumping onto the box, and his teammate, Sunny, comes a-swinging. They're looking to combine here, but Alu just can't get that third frag. Good thing Yappy comes in, yumps onto the box, and, well, 3v2 ensues. Boomich wants his damn bomb. The counter-terrorists have cut it off, so he's going to have to go fight for it. He flashes himself and them, but that's not going to work out too well. Alu coming in with the slick 4-piece pistol. ENCE starting CT side strong.
Individually, the most consistent player on the team, Mr. Alu. And yeah, doing it on the rifles, on the pistols, on the op rounds. Very nice hold here on the cat. There was no getting through this man, especially when he got some help from the flash of Boomich, who blinded himself.
Oops.
It happens. It really does. It really do be like that sometimes.
Sometimes it be like it is, but it don't. And other times, it do.
It still do.
Let's see if the Deagles get it done. 3 of them trickled around Navi. Who gets to play the Deagle? Who are the poor suckers stuck on Glocks? Perfecto and Boomich. Okay, I can kind of see it.
kind of okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like almost all of them can hit a main dig. So I think as long as Simple's got it, then they're in an okay spot. They have they don't have very inspired eco rounds, but they're so good with deagles, you can't really blame them.
Yeah, some teams have to use elaborate eco setups,
utility, boring stuff like that. They can use deagles. Yeah.
Well, a frag grenade could dunk down onto a couple of these T's. Ooh, yeah. Nice little spray down there from Sunny. Gets the second headshot. I'm liking the A1S usage out of ENCE, but Flamey does connect one of his deagle shots. He is then, of course, found out to be hunting from long. He's dropped out of the round. Simple comes up empty-handed. ENCE 2-0.
When are we switching over, man? Because it's been nothing but silenced M4 highlights, all masters long. Seriously, they're making this gun look incredible. They're making it look incredible, Connor. It's got some of the. I think compared to the M4A4, it's got like pretty really incredible. Nice really nice skins.
You are correct.
Yeah, Simple. Okay. Oh, he's got one hand over face. There's a chance. That's a good kill.
Ooh,
second one. Can't trade. Yumpy looks for the guy in the back, and it's Simple who's very low now. He's definitely killable. Yeah.
Flamey one and done. Sunny trades, but this has been the trade train all day long at long. Look at the radar. Look at the deaths on the radar. Can you tell me where you think the fight happened?
The CTs, it looked like they tried to take long control.
Show me where he shot you. Look at this pile of corpses. How scary is it for Sergey to walk in here? He gets another one. 9 deaths across the map, all of which happen on long.
And sometimes that's how the story goes on Dust 2. It can be a gamble from the T side to go for long control, and for the CTs to try to deny it sometimes. And we don't even see a smoke on the long corner. We're not seeing too much utility usage back and forth, which is kind of surprising. It invites ENCE in to try to fight, which I guess is, what Navi wanted more than anything else.
Ooh, very nice.
Get an end there. Yeah. It really sucks for the CTs. We see the scurried rotations here from the B to pick up for the fact that it could be B now. But all the while, Yumpy was working on top mid, which is such a boon to the CT side. They get the one kill, they get the information, and this forces Navi to go back and try to reclaim some of this lost ground, which means fighting in spawn, which is never that fun.
No, Yappy's going to get himself a second in the round, really screwing with the back line of Navi here. If they decide to just trudge through the smoke grenade, well, it may go from bad to worse. Alu tucked into the Humvee, loses his teammate, but has the trigger discipline long enough to execute perfecto. However, there is still Simple tucked back behind the car. Now, Alu knows there's a chance that this happened, but at the same time, he extends, and that's going to cut down Flamey. They know. You can see in his positioning, he is far more worried about Car than anything else. He calls out Simple's position, not that he can do anything about it. 40 seconds left, 1 versus 3. From arguably the best player in the world, but Ariel extends, and you saw that speed of the drive-by UMP, unexpected by Simple.
Mr. Alu catching some great timing. This is the round 1 4v5 as well, with Sergey getting spammed down. And no retribution from that part of the map, but it was Yumpy to push top mid to get the kill outside long, which was an important name tag that forced Navi into an awkward spot. Okay, I didn't even note it. Holy smokes. Of course Simple gets that kill. That's yeah, wow. Oh, that's from the I'm like, I'm so confused. Yeah, it's another CT side dead.
Oops.
And yeah, slight missed smoke. Sergey is going to be like, yeah, it was on purpose so that I could see to tunnels. I love taking this fight.
Guys, I got a new Humvee smoke. You just you bounce it off the wall right here. It's like when you want to smoke tunnels, but you just do it wrong. Oh well.
It was one of those view model lineups.
Won't come back to bite him too badly because Catwalk's under control. Simple. The only frag so far this round for the T side. Flamey's gonna get picked up over him, and Simple's still trying to survive here. He's getting shot at from all directions, all elevations. And they pull their train into the station. 4 rounds for them. Here's the start of it. Just the old clip straight through the door. One more time, please. Oh,
So
okay.
brutal.
Got it twice.
Yeah. You know, he's aiming for that cross at that specific elevation. It sucks. There's a number of ways you can die. It's all going to come down to how Simple reads it, and he upgrades his gun. Doesn't hit the shot on the player crossing. Still looking towards mid. Eyes all the way down to help his teammates make sure that no one's pushed into lower. To make sure that he is good to move down himself. The CTs don't look like they want to fight here. Again, they won the last 2 rounds 4v5. They don't want to have to do that a 3rd time in a row. Sunny up close front box. Long control being held for the ENCE. Committing quite hard to it. Rotations are going to be somewhat laborious to get back to the A site, whether or not they push through long or they come and just play on the ramp with Alu. But once they've identified no threat here, Alu can start to take pot shots on the players crossing, and it'll be a game of dodging flashes while still trying to have impact. Some Oppers better at this game than others.
Eyes over the smoke for Simple. He dares Sergey to go for this peek, but he's just flirting with the corner of the wall. Another follow-up piece of utility here. Still tons of flashbangs for ENCE left over. Double Molotov as well. And it looks like they're going to go for the boost. Yep, trying to catch up Catwalk. Simple seems aware of the possibility, but oh, good thing he can trade that. It's actually Sunny to find the head of Electronic before he falls down. Now we do have Sergey doubling back to the B bomb site, as this could have been the trigger for the B split. 20 seconds left over. They know that Catwalk's compromised, so the CTs have to stay split, and they're just gonna look to lock this down. Yampy gets over towards the car, losing his teammate in Flamey, who extends and gets the second too. Boomage just holding out towards middle, and as long as Alu can't stop the bomb, which seems an impossible task, this one belongs to NAVI.
I think they may have misread it, actually, because I think once they got the kill at the trade here, they might have assumed that the second player rotated over right side doors into CT spawn. So, you know, split towards B versus 2 players wouldn't have been quite as nice as going towards A, but they obviously were factoring Alu's presence as well. So maybe they were aware, but it seemed like ENCE were in not a bad spot to try to hold on to that. They lose around 4-4 with the immediate trade, yeah. Did it go unnoticed?
Seems so.
Yeah, it looks like no one was spotting down.
And because he got into position, they're going to go ahead and try pushing up the tunnels. 2 kills in for NAVI. Sergey with 1. And in the mix there, we do have Sergey getting past that first player. So he's able to fall back into the bomb site. It costs them 2 bodies. So ENCE at the man disadvantage. But that's also one of those plays that could have gone horribly wrong, and they could have already lost it all.
Yeah, ENCE doing pretty good on information, but this is also a nice rotation here in the mid round from NAVI. Moving over towards B, it's kind of the least scary choke point. Flash over to peek to top mid, but not seeing a body. And now this rotation becomes kind of a negative, but Sergey, he's going to hold this all alone.
Gives up the bomb site, lets them cross over. Aerial, a fight at top mid versus Simple, who's down to 45. Picks it up with the ump. Sergey, great damage on the cross there. Doing so much to Flamey, but also chipping away at Boomich, whose hands were busy with bomb. He gets that in. They're wary of the window peek, and you know that Boomich has to be thinking about it because he's so exposed to the tunnel for the moment. However, a little bit of disjointedness. Aerial comes in first, almost giving himself up. Flamey has nothing to do but hide, and Aerial doesn't even give him a damn chance. That's a 7th frag for Aerial, a 5th round for ENCE, and they did that with 1 player even on the Deeg. And I think that comes down to just the proactive CT side that we're seeing from ENCE. You know, even with a limitation, they make the first move. And they commonly did that on Train as well. So 5-2 the score.
At a minimum, you could say they gave enough information to Sergey to be confident enough to take the fight, knowing it was probably going to come his way since they had Long and Cat pushed completely. Plus, the fast Cat rotation does help out as well. And the long flank ends up netting them what's supposed to be, you know, simple catching free lurk kills down mid, because they weren't expecting that. So yeah, as you pointed out, yeah, they were doing a lot positionally to make up for the fact that they were down in rifles. Alu, great opening kill. Bit of skeet shooting from him. He'll move back to car. They got the double cat setup, so he can really play for himself here.
Even while he falls off, still making moves elsewhere. You know, kind of like waves, losing long, moving their momentum into the catwalk instead.
Yeah.
Trying to find a weakness here, trying to find a single hold, and they could, with Electronic being down in the depths of the tunnels. He's playing around the corner as well, and Sunny definitely looking to hone in on this. Smoke grenade gets thrown from long towards bottom of mid, lands on the Xbox. Electronic's gonna sit within it. He could very well pop up and just best Aerial here. Aerial, get back. He's cut off by the Molotov. This is so proactive. They go ahead and throw Yampy down through the tunnels as well. He has a teammate by his side. Electronic activates from inside of the smoke, and Yampy catches his head just through it. Bomb gonna be skewered, pinched between two, yet Boomich still able to move his feet forward. Just one player left on the site. He's, taps between the eyes, and Sunny dies, leaving the bomb plant to go down for long. CT's coming in from both Cat and Spawn. Perfecto sees the jump. Can't do anything about it just yet. Boomich dueling towards Cat. That is a bit of success, but Yampy's in for the 1 versus 1, and it's low HP on both these players. A smoke to give vision for Boomich, and now he's got the advantage because Yampy's going to peek right in, his legs exposed, and could very well just die to a single shot. Boomich, patience could pay off, but
no way he wins that.
God.
No, that's actually so smart.
I need to see if he had vision. If he crouched underneath the smoke and just saw enough, or was that a straight up pre-fire?
No, it had to be a pre-fire. You have that fight dead to rights with that smoke down. That's basically just a one-way. You're seeing feet first. The only thing that Yumpy does is wait long enough that Boomich is going to take the most favorable angle possible. It's just like insane by him. He might have just shoulder peeked just to be clear of what could be in the area, but I mean, it would be doubtful if he saw anything properly. That was so sick, man, for such low HP as well. And in general, an incredible round by him to get the 3 kills. The final round of Train saw Yampy's 2nd ace on the map ever. Wow, and what fashion to do it, to win the map, to do it with the op, and to have a no-scope to top it all off. I mean, the whole round from ENCE was beautiful, right? Like the way that they worked off Alu to allow him to watch long. He got the opening kill in the fashion they wanted. They were so active on all parts of the map in upper tunnels in that late round, but also on Cat, knowing and believing that there was going to be a kill there, even though Boomich was as patient as possible. At every step of the way, ENCE were calling them out.
And a lot of the time, it was Yampy. Think about the way he kills Electronic just over the Cat ledge. The way he wins the 1v1, he deals with the Perfecto play. Oh, it's too much to handle. You know, I would have made a big gamble on Yampy not being able to win that clutch, and yet that's the world we live in. And ENCE show no sign of slowing. Just coming into this one versus the upgraded pistols of NAVI, tearing them apart. They tried desperately to get that bomb onto the B site. If ENCE can do this with 5 survivors, their money's going to be so good for it, because even though they won that last round thanks to Yampy, it had economic costs. And then boom, the bank accounts start stacking up with 5 survivors in that one. This is a momentous CT side for ENCE to run away with.
They definitely look on great form. Now, just for me, is it? Now we're saying Yampy. Is it Yumpy or Yampy?
It's Yampy. To me,
it's
Yampy.
Okay.
Like it would be Jampy, but we're the J is a Y.
Okay, because I heard it was supposed to be like yummy, like Yumpy, but maybe it's okay.
Maybe that's just when he aces.
Tough. Yeah, maybe when he aces. Okay. Wow, another 2 opening kills. Initially on the long control. This time it's not Alu that has to take part. It's Aerial and Sunny. They shut it down. No trades in sight. I mean, this is where the end can begin and end, and we know it can still be worth the gamble on the T side, but when it goes this way and you're down 7-2, you're really just you just got to walk it off, reset the situation, search out some other openings. I will say it's one of the easier maps when you're down in material to be able to claw your way back in off of individual plays. That is some of the luster and appeal of Dust 2. But ENCE are no slouches individually right now, so don't know where the exploitable weakness is. Maybe it is mid.
Dude, if you just, I mean, look, yeah, I don't want to get too big picture here, but remember that, like, as young as NAVI are, right? This is a team that we talk about. Imagine their potential with players of this age. Yampy and Sergey are both still 18 years old.
Wow.
Like ENCE outside of Alu, not the oldest roster either. So much room for growth. Such great signs early on. Simple, he's gonna eat the flashbang. Unable to pick a player off of the B bomb site, but ENCE are able to cut down another number from Navi. Flamey through the windowsill sees nothing. And it looks like he's gonna try to fall back with Simple, but he gets caught by Sunny. 7 seconds left. The saving of an op seems like all they can do. This is an 8-2 lead for ENCE. Massive plays being made here on their CT side.
And I do like when ENCE are pushing for map control, they can push another extremity and have it connected to their initial push to make sure that they're covering each other, even if it's in this like clamped on pre-fire. And that's an incredible adjustment from Sunny to do, especially almost full flash like that. I mean, that's an instant headshot towards the blue box cross. It was a good flash out from Navi, a very fair attempt at long. But to all their teammates outside long, it probably didn't look great. Easy 5 Alu. Alu has won 1v5 in his career on Dust 2 against Navi. I can't recall the actual round. Could someone tweet me the clip? Do you remember what the 1v5 is on Dust 2?
No.
It's not crossing my mind for some reason. It's not a very big mind, but it is hard to cross.
And it's it's also a lot of Counter-Strike.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm not very organized.
It's somewhere in there. Check the filing.
Yeah, it's a bad combination.
All right, look, what do we got? We got Simple with his AWP, saved from the previous round. We've got Deagles and quite a bit of utility across the board here for Navi. Now, they did win a round just like this when Simple was able to hang on to an op on Train. Let's hope for Navi's sake that he can pull one out of the hat here.
Same state of affairs for ENCE. They've got nothing to prove at this point. They've won all kinds of rounds. It's Navi who are terribly afraid of them from a conditioning perspective. You know, they get diminishing returns from being overly aggressive at this point. Since Navi are going to be absolutely petrified. Yeah, we got ones in the chat for Boomich here.
A grenade that leaves him on 1 HP.
Yeah.
Look how red he is.
He's so red, yeah. He's been out in the sun too much. He is mentally limping up cat.
He might already be dead.
Yeah, I think emotionally.
He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, he's dead emotionally. 2-8 on a Glock, on 1 HP on a flash.
His sole purpose should be to throw that flashbang at this point.
Yeah.
They're going to start using some of their utilities here on Cat. Another smoke plumes. Sunny looms near as he tucks into Goose. He's got that op to hold cross in Alu. Boomich does what he can. Didn't have high expectations for the poor man, but here comes Simple, able to respond. Starting to chew the numbers off of this site, but okay. It's the Deagles, not the op that apparently we had to fear, because somehow we've got both Flamey and Perfecto picking him up. A secondary op retrieved, and ENCE called a save.
And this is, of course, why Navi buy Deagles, where everybody else will buy some utility and mix it up with the P250s and so on. This is 4 recovered guns. They have the 2 ops. They have the. It's beautiful how much they get off of this.
And I have to think to myself, this is one of the rounds where we saw ENCE be the least proactive. They certainly let Navi come into that A site.
Well, they have every right to. It's an eco round, maybe they would have, it would have been worth. It's just that the thing is, right, with the Deagles, if you have the opening kill or the opening shot, you nail that shot, then there's not so much that can be done. I mean, unless you get all your damage in by utility, which you can't say they didn't do a good job on utility. They had Boomich down to 1 HP. They had nades on the cross. They had obviously a couple of flashes come in, but you just got to win the duels. And of course, with aim as good as Navi across all of your players, you're going to win some Deagle rounds like that. But not everybody can do that. I mean, it's quite an expensive version of an eco round as well, especially if you think, some people only buy a P250 or some people only buy half a nade kit. They're not spending on average as much as 5 Deagles.
Oh my goodness. Simple just got outbrained. Yampy was so patient waiting for the walk down ramp, and then he peeks into suicide, expecting Simple to be on top of that box. Just railguns him. And ENCE right back at it. Alu, he's going to be flustered off with the cat push because of the Molotovs. Throws a couple flashbangs of his own. No, he's going to save one. ENCE have been pretty good at tempering their utility usage. I'm a big fan of that. You know, a lot of the times we see nades just dump for the sake of using them. But Alu hangs on, and he's going to get a T to walk into him. A couple, in fact. Misses the slight readjustment. This gives a chance for Electronic to take down another head. He actually decides to dodge that fight, but walks right into Aerial. Wallbang silent headshot. That's as good as it gets. Aerial with another one before Boomich responds back. Sergey killing him and leaving Flamey in the clutch. He is able to get that AK instead. A little smoke on the bomb site. That's going to cover his plant. Sergey walks up on this, and Flamey's already prepared to try and clutch, but Sergey off of the box takes ENCE onto the 9th. A 6-round lead with 3 to go.
A round that might be easily lost if Alu dies and they allow that much space to be created, but you see Aerial get this critical frag on the player crossing into default. It's not only a visually pleasing and very impressive kill mechanically, but it's the one that denies and scares Navi into trying to grab more space, and then they end up fighting into CT spawn, and it makes up a lot for the fact that Alu dies there without a kill. And that's a trade not in favor of the CTs here. This is big. They get mid open right away. The ops down on the CT side. The instant adjustment here from the CTs as they try to recollect some information. The rotation over towards B this time. And this is shaken up because Navi now know that they have 2 have replaced in B, so there's maximum 2 on the right side. They've had eyes down mid this whole round, and once again, you know, their mid player has been taken out. So this could be huge if Navi try to take up Cat quickly. This is the player they're not sure about though, because they're assuming that Alu might still be at A. Oh, chance.
Missing the op shot. Big chance. Would have been the 4 versus 3. Could have given up the A site as long as Aerial continues to lock down long. But it looks like ENCE actually want to fight for this. Going to contest the cat control. Alu eating flashbangs. He's still ready and waiting. So, yeah, they don't do enough to actually disrupt him from this position. He's just going to keep his eyes on it. All the while, the push into mid is good from Sergey. He's going to cut down Flamey. Now, all of a sudden, we've got Perfecto and Simple just pinned into this position. They're desperate to find a way out. Simple takes to the skies and blows Aerial away. In with another one. Simple's got a teammate in Perfecto to give cover. This is the 2 versus 4. Turn to the 1v1. Simple sticks the landing, and Navi find their 4th.
It's the patience at the end of the day, and the 4K round by Simple, including this opening kill down mid. Now, another round 1 off of amazing individual efforts, but man, I want to say that Navi were a step behind, even though they had so much. They had considerable information after that opening mid kill. They held on to it. They even picked the correct choke point, but they were slow to get up. They had bad flashes on Alu to cross Cat, and they didn't commit hard enough, and then ended up almost losing before the bomb went down. Am I being too harsh?
No, I think you're spot on. See if Yumpy can do anything. First op shot connects. He is the biggest weapon swinging for ENCE in this 14th round.
Bum, 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 bum.
Here on the CT side, Aerial flash into the corner of Cat, decides to keep past because there's a helping hand from a teammate. But Yumpy's flash not quite hitting the mark. Now, 4 versus 3. Navi favored, back in with Cat control, and they've liked this. They've used it to add a couple rounds to the board. Why not try it again?
Well, Yumpy's happy to see that they're actually coming towards him. Mid's locked down for him to take these open duels. So, can he win them is the question. Nop's not up first. No leg shot in. Won't have many other opportunities. Perfecto sidestepping back and forth is a dance that's a bit too dastardly for him to deal with, and that leaves Sergey alone. 1-on-4 situation, one of the shortest guns in the game, but one of the brightest minds to hold it. And he'll at the very least will have an AK for later if he wants to go grab it.
A 5th one for Navi, starting to piece together enough of a T side. That was going to be a big playmaker position from Yumpy if he was going to stop them on the A site, but a couple of missed shots. Not easy ones to hit either. Kind of popping up and popping back down Also, close proximity as the T's did waste no time getting close to him. Sergey decides maybe he wants that AK, but he hears Boomich come downwards, so it's delivered to him. Doesn't even have to go to work. Just lands on his doorstep.
Hey, sometimes we're working from home these days, so yeah, he's doing just fine, just putting in as much effort as he needs to do. They wanted that kill just to, I don't know, really ruin the economy of ENCE. They would have had to, even less here, but one MP9 and one rifle, but now they've got 2 rifles and a UMP on aerial. I want to say decent guns as we move into the last round of the half. Honestly, ENCE have been playing quite well. ENCE struggling to find 5, or sorry, NAVI struggling to find 5, although they get there. They now have a good chance to grab 6, but are absolutely not out of it. There's just the deagle in the back of B. ENCE's worst nightmare is that this gets called out. But there hasn't been a full-on B play since the beginning of the half.
Ooh. Little cap boost to keep eyes down tunnels. Feel like Yumpy calls out the fact that they're near here. He had an inkling with that deagle up towards tunnels, but they have to fall off of it. Electronic does a good job of dodging. They don't entirely retreat, however. Aerial's actually going to stick around with the ump. This did enable Alu to double back, just smokes off long doors. Aerial ready to hold, but only good for the 1. Can Alu go any better? He is tucked into the goose. They make a lot of noise on their rotation. Sunny sprinting over. He has a Molotov, and if that Molotov lands at, say, the 30-second mark, then we're going to have Navi in a real pinch trying to force the issue over. And that's exactly what happens. Now, this is going to enable ENCE to maybe come in from the backside, too. Navi having to extinguish the flames and run through regardless. 20 seconds left over and a couple of landmines on the bomb site. They're even using their flashbangs to try and go for these peaks. Sunny able to connect the headshot versus Electronic. 10 seconds left and a feed from downtown. Double digits for ENCE at the end of the 15th round. Please join us after the break for the second half of Dust 2.
Пускай будет шум.
Я по поводу заводов.
Now, very clearly the favorites to win this match. They're 1 map up after Train. They're 5 rounds up after this first 15. And we find them switching over to the offensive Dust 2 to try and take the win. Ladies and gents, buckle in, because Navi are no slouches. Let's see what happens now that they have to hold.
Maybe Pimp was onto something all along. He's going to be insufferable on the desk after this.
Yeah, you know what? I know that he's listening right now. Pimp, I know that stupid smile you have on your face. Okay, you were right this time, all right? But,
Oh, you called it then.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's convinced me inadvertently. I'm not calling this one till it's done. I don't sleep on Navi. Yumpy, 99 health gone, but 1 seems to be enough. Oh, boy.
Yump on it. Yump on it.
2 kills with a single point of health. He could even get another one because oh, never mind. Electronic. Slick little flick to clear him, and it's 3 versus 3 back. Boomich, good for just the 1. I love that they push through here. Now they have the doors to try and give cover to themselves as CTs come out from tunnels, take the bomb site. They're going to go ahead and tap that bomb. Now there is no kit currently on them. Electronic hoping that somebody peeks into this. If not, how do they unroot these T's? Electronic now trying to commit to this. Sunny, he's able to just walk straight down as Simple had his hands full. ENCE winning second pistol. Yampy, like a Sith Lord back there, hooded, gets 2 kills with a single point of health.
Man. Oh, he just didn't even care. He didn't care at all. He was like, I got my P250 croc. I'm going to sit here and wait. That was, and there's a mix up of protocols there. When they're splitting window and door, the first shot comes into the window, but it doesn't stop the guy. He needed to fight that no matter what to allow the bomb to get stuck. There's no way for the door player to kill him first. Well, yeah, okay. They just throw Alu out into B to try to get some kills. I hope he only had like a Mac 10. Yeah, I think it looks like he had a Mac 10. So fair play. They go for the scout. They don't trade for information on other parts of the map just like right away. So this is a bit scary here for ENCE.
It's pretty wild. Perfecto even got that kill. I mean, he had just finished building his gun.
Yeah, the Lego gun that is easy.
Almost came back to bite him. He's gonna try to pin down behind the car. Oh, Flamey. Double deagle off of the door peak. That's gonna leave Yumpy to try and ace. And I just have a bit of a hunch. Oh, that maybe he pulls this one off. But Perfecto pops back up from behind the car. Remember me? Mac 10s him down. That's a 5-round lead still for ENCE, but they do drop the ball after winning pistol. Definitely helps that this double deagle play comes in. And then remember, of course, it all started with Alu sprinting into the B site on his own, offering up the Mac 10 that got that final kill.
Definitely. It comes back to haunt them. A couple of very nice deagle kills there by Flamey, just after kind of the after image flash that comes out of mid. And of course, credit to Perfecto for stopping the initial rush into B to start things off. That's a joint effort. Another Eco 1 in this series. It's been a damning statistic for both teams. Less so for ENCE, of course, being up a map and up by 5 rounds. But with the momentum trading hands, we'll see if Navi can at least keep this going and make it 2 in a row. We saw the Ecos go back and forth on train. What will be the difference maker? There's a couple of smokes here for ENCE. And again, see how we have like more of a balanced eco round or force up where you have the deagles, but then you have a couple of P250s, some utility to work with. It's the full mid B.
Follow with the flash. Let's see if Flamey and Perfecto can survive the test here. Straight up 2 versus 5 on the B site. They're going to get pressured from both directions, able to lock it down perfectly. Oh, that is exactly how you want your ecos to go.
Yeah, very beautiful. They were taking the attention away from one fight, handing it over to the other player, switching to a different choke point, dealing all the damage themselves, denying any bomb plant, not needing rotations. allowing their players to come into this round with a lot more money. Of course, everything goes perfectly well there for Navi. Very nicely done. And that's versus, you know, an exec where ENCE get as much map control as they want without taking damage.
Trying to get line of sight on these T's, but Flamey actually comes out without very much information. Now, worst case scenario is 5 of these terrorists just run at the A site, but even that should be managed by Navi. The old double run boost. Who wins? Hup! And over. And, well, they don't get anything for it. CT is unable to actually stop that, oddly enough. Sergey, double Glock kill. Frag grenade goes deep. More damage being done versus Boomich, but the Galil isn't going to be enough to get this over the edge. Can Alu do the unthinkable? 2 more CTs to take. Flamey puts a real quick end to that one, but who knew 5 Glocks double run boost could be so successful?
Well, 5 Glocks double run boost makes up a hell of a lot of ground from that previous round where they weren't unable to get any kills. They got the bomb down here, 3 frags, majority deaths, and kind of make up ground for some of that economy they were unable to steal away from Navi on that B exec. Nice here from Alu to specifically to get that last kill. It was a labored spray both ways, but Alu was the one tapping. So being a bit more calm, a bit more patient as we know him to be. Alu looking for the cross pick. No one gives themselves up. Fast long control out for the T's. It'll be forfeited. They'll have to run back to the site. And it looks like you would assume cat control is going to get pressured now that this is free. As the CTs start to walk back up to it, they'll find Simple is right around the corner. And he gets a shot in, but doesn't get a kill.
Nate'll do the trick. Electronic actually taking it away from him. Killing.
Whoa, wait a second.
Before the grenade.
Wait a second.
What? That's all long.
That's how you do a long split. Holy smokes. I can't believe those players ended up running up that fast. They saw that Simple took a shot, and there's a second player turning the corner. They wasted no time whatsoever. Man, the communication must have been sick this round. Perfecto now in a 1v3 to come up cat. But how's he gonna win this? Best he can do is pick up Simple's op if it's even still there.
I'm gonna need a replay on that one. Not gonna lie. I looked away. I missed it all. Wild timing by ENCE.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love having a split go that way, because that pressure that would have failed and then would have been a reset with long control, which would have been more of a stalemate, turns into ENCE just pushing both at the same time, calling out the fact that Navi have only so many eyes, and they're probably going to overstack 1 choke point as opposed to split their attention between 2. That's really scary for Navi.
See how this one unraveled. Sunny. Without the radar, it's kind of hard to tell at what point in the hit, but I mean, just him and Ariel giving so many targets. Look at that. 1 in CT, 1 on cat, 1 down deep on the other side of mid.
It was right after
perfect timing.
Yeah, right after Simple throws his HE on the fallback and holds the angle, his teammate pushes up. They all get killed. Slow starters. Navi planted the bomb just 3 times in the first 10 rounds. Once after the round was over, and twice it was defused. Yeah, that is rough. And of course, the bomb plants result in more buys, so that's the most important thing. I mean, apart from actually being able to win the round in another way than via elimination, it gives you more chances to win, more chances to spin, more chances to win.
I'm sold. Sign me up.
Smoke to the corner. Fall back off long. ENCE haven't taken it. We know how strong this upper tunnels push is with the op. You throw it around once in a while. Oh, the flash! That's
so
sick.
Good.
That's so good. It's a shallow flash too, right? It's not one that lands deep in the site.
Just bounces it off, particularly for that peak. Perfecto with the FAMAS. Whoa. Able to pick up 1 kill. You saw Yampy there trying to, Ariel trying to force the issue, but the moment he lost his teammate, he kind of felt like he didn't want to all in on it. And I understand why. It's over towards Cat that Yampy could execute Electronic just on the other side of this corner with Boomich next to him. They go for the deep CT smoke. It's mollied out to fluster anybody close, but this is opening a world of possibility where the long hit comes in on the split and they're just as successful as last round. Of course, Navi probably wiser to it, not wanting to expose themselves.
They just need to keep throwing grenades, entertaining these cap players while the long players move up, and it's scary. I mean, the worst thing they could do is sacrifice themselves, but Navi are being smart about this, pushing up. It's unclear who'll win, but they understand they need to get some more control.
Oh, whoa. What?
Wow.
Somebody cue that to the highlight reel. Thank you.
Slow it down to like 0.10 seed.
Let's see. Okay, bomb plant off of it. Let's see what unfolds here. I mean, it goes perfectly. Electronic gets that kill, and now that he doubles back, it's supposed to compromise the players in the bomb site. Perfecto, able to move forward here. Alu being called into action. Aerial on Goose, able to stop it for now, but it's Simple up at bat for the clutch. And of course, he's gonna take it. That's gonna be Navi on 9, but it comes down to the wire yet again. Simple using those pistol players to push in front of him and just coming in as the insurance policy works out perfectly for Navi.
All right, let's see it. I don't need. I wanted to see it from. Oh my god.
He like saw him, looked away, just so that he could style flick back on it.
On purpose, yeah.
Very nice.
That round's probably brought to you by Electronic. If he gets the kill on the split, cap player can't help versus long. Long control goes swimmingly. Whole round is different. Alu, oh, he waited in the fire and the flames. I think he might have been more blind than we saw. Didn't even take a chance on that second shot. But it's so much pressure into the B tunnels. Perfecto, he's been very smart about catching these lurkers. Can he stop the full-on rush?
Grenade? Not bad. Could have been worse. Perfecto's boosted up. Neither player checks him, but he tries to fall down onto them, and it doesn't quite work. There's not actually a second CT within the bomb site either. Deep Molotov coming out of ENCE on the other side of window. That's meant to guarantee bomb crosses over. I mean, Navi, they're either giving a 13th round to ENCE and just forfeiting the B site.
Whoa, yeah.
And that is exactly what unfolds here. A single kill versus Perfecto is how ENCE take 13.
$0 on most players here for Navi, so they're going to just try it again next round. And sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. You lose the 1B player, you don't get a kill. It's too scary to get in the site. It's particularly scary when a team doesn't use as much utility to get into the site. And then you look at Navi's utility. They have a couple of smokes and a Molotov. Honestly, they could have fleshed out a couple positions, but generally speaking, there's lots of great places to stand in the B site to defend versus door and window. And they didn't have tunnels control in time, so though it's probably reasonable to say, you know, it'd be scary to let it go to 14 than to let it go to 13 if they had went and attempted this.
I agree with you there. I see the train of thought, you know, losing that margin of error, but it's not going to cost them the map or match just yet. Getting dangerously close, however. ENCE, great CT side and good enough offense thus far. Back in with another purchase, of course, getting what they can. Perfecto bottoms out for just the deagle and tidbits of utility. Once more, he's going to move over to that B site, but it looks like a hard hit on long. Aerial burning. Only able to get the 1 for his best efforts. Now that is commitment.
Where's this repressure for ENCE? Pushing out towards. There's 8. Yes, Flamey's got a FAMAS here. He'll drop a smoke to play with Perfecto. Perfecto's not got a good gun. This might be the best site to take, though. Sonny gets tagged into the window and blind as they try to jump in. The hold is great once again. When they're both alive, it looks awesome. Definitely great at working together. But Alu, oh my god, that's a second free kill. Luckily, Simple. You know he's not going to waste any time. He's definitely not scared of the fight and is there just in case a situation like that arose. Man, look at the kill distribution for ENCE. Yeah, basically awesome. everyone is very tight within 3-4 kills, and you know, above the 10 kill mark. They are doing well for themselves between 15 and 19. I haven't seen a disparity that slim in a long time. It's great signs here for ENCE.
Bomb drop tunnels. Looks like we're just feeling out the map here for ENCE. I feel like they realize that right now, because of the back and forth nature of these last few rounds, they almost have Navi in a chokehold. And they want a situation where when they get their 14th, the 15th comes easily with it. And this could be that round. Bottomed out bank accounts, great grenade damage, my God. Only Sunny left over on ENCE here. Everybody else on shaky legs. They're gonna try to real hard to get this B split going. Flamey actually cuts down Sunny, the only tunnels player, but that is also the bomb. Flamey, he's got a teammate to keep eyes on window. They are able to pressure him out, however. It's a labored effort, but it works. Ariel and Yumpy, both low HP. Boomich on the flank already, and he's gonna find Sunny 2 scoped in. Or Yumpy, excuse me. No, not even. Excuse me, he's crouched behind the box. He takes the shot, comes up empty-handed, and Boomich gets it done. But whoa, there was a world there where Yumpy pops up, Boomich is caught in the middle of the tunnels, and it all unravels. Navi able to get the job done. It's costly, but at least it's a round win. And that's gonna start chewing at the economy of ENCE.
Absolutely got scary. Nice target selection from Boomich. As we start now to wind this game up, Navi get to 11. They maintain the ops in this round 2, not just 1. So although they lose 3 players, they get kind of a valuable piece to make up for it. This is a bit scarier here for ENCE as the B plays are not working out so well. I do like Navi's cat pressure, and they're also winning long sometimes. So even when they've lost the long takes in the beginning, they've got Simple and either Electronic and Boomich working on cat together very well. And I think that's probably the scary adjustment here for ENCE. They could roll the dice on long and try to kill all 3 players like they did once this half, or they could try to work it slow. But it seems like Navi have now a few more ways to win. And ENCE here on the pistols as Flamey goes for that push. This time won't be blind and will also stay alive.
Trying to fall back into cover. Perfecto's here to lend a helping hand, doing a great job of picking up these anti-eco kills yet once more. Not the first time we've seen Navi just flourish versus the lesser buy, but now they're within 1. 12 rounds for Navi, 13 on ENCE. We are in the final 5.
Always good to see the Flame Dog lighting up the scoreboard. 21 kills for him. And again, within 1 round, it's very unclear at this point who is a better team in the second half. Navi have definitely made some great adjustments and kept up. So 4 players from the CTs out towards long initially deny any long presence. That seems to be one of their most volatile spots. Now when they regroup, they can leave Flamey here. They've got the presence on cat. You know, if ENCE has probably got their eyes set on cat, at least initially. Whether they use it to take is a different question. They've got a flash specifically for Simple.
Oh,
so that one would hope
corner.
they use. Yeah, he knows exactly what kind of angle he's got to work with.
Yep. Calculated. Molly burns him back, so yeah, they take a little bit of real estate here. It is kind of recontested by Navi, Molly of their own. But this isn't gonna have ENCE falling anywhere back. No, they're gonna stay close. Oh, ouch. Ariel eaten shrapnel after that grenade. Even a little bit of chip damage versus Yumpy behind him. But ENCE not finding anything elsewhere. You know, counter-terrorists aren't hyperextending.
Yeah,
everybody's kind of just burning down the clock.
They're definitely. I think they're trying to get into B one more time, but making it seem like a cat play potentially. They're pushed out, looking for a rotate, for someone to look to recollect information. I mean, I love the CS both ways, honestly. They're putting a fair amount of pressure here, yeah, and they do suss it out. So now cat is absolutely the prime target of the hour.
Yep, it all comes down to the Goose player and Electronic, and he's got just the one. Yumpy, quick trade frag. Boomich, he's going to try to throw himself across amidst it all, and he even gets the headshot, but the AK is better than the M4. Scientific fact. Look what it does. Pushes Navi back. They're going to have to contend this one in the next round. 14th to 12. And ENCE are looking good. I love the way they set up into the catwalk. I mean, you could see it kind of flustering the CTs on site. It was very much Simple who was lending a helping hand on ramp, but because nobody was watching down towards bottom mid, Simple had to come re-peek it, and Alu called that a day and a half in advance.
It was one of the most fundamentally normal rounds that you can see on Dust 2, but from that perspective, also one of the most beautiful from both sides. I think the adjustments all made sense. I love that Navi started out with the long control, since that was their main pain point, but then also ENCE not trying to throw bodies at that problem just yet. Then working on Cat, as that's usually very volatile for the CTs, not giving up the kill there, and then finally pushing Simple back to the point where he is simply too bored. He has nothing to watch. He has a smoke on Cat. He's trying to get information elsewhere. He takes the next safest peek possible and enter there waiting. They did the perfect amount of map control in all of the correct locations to suss out the most important player from Navi. And, you know, that's how hard you should have to work to kill Simple every round. But this is just kind of a glimpse of how it looks when it goes right. And, you know, you got to really appreciate the brand of CS from honestly both teams, but specifically from ENCE ultimately. And then the trade train, perfect. Up Cat, spacing is immaculate. And it's a bit scarier now for Navi. If you're in Navi's camp, are you thinking that you have to worry about long just like you did in the past? Or is that only going to forego the issue of Cat? Do you try to get your aggressive pick on Cat at the beginning, since you might expect ENCE to gamble and take along? There's this mind game, I think, is the most challenging part. Some of it can come down to the spawn. Like if we're already into the next round here, Flamey's spawn is towards long, so I don't know if they're going to try to take an op that way. For the T's, it's Sergey, and he has a very good long spawn. Does he want to try to take this?
Slowly waking up. This is now Flamey's best map in terms of kills of DreamHack Masters. He had 17 on his best map yesterday. Well, welcome to the tournament, Flamey. It's great to see you.
It's come under a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah. A real sleeping giant at times for Navi. I think that, I mean, remember when he got onto the roster, turned heads. It was a big addition, like you said, right? Remember when he came in as the youngest? Anchors. Yeah. Overpass, B anchor, ramp on Nuke is another classic for Flamey. Those are the two spots that always come to mind.
Okay,
I love it.
Here it is. He took his spawn this time around, even though he's been helping Perfecto out a lot at B. This is an interesting spot for Navi. They've got the 4 players here. Flamey's making the early rotation. Simple gets the free kill this time, and he'll fall back with the Molotov. Double incendiary, in fact, just to make sure that nobody runs through.
Very cool.
This could be the remedy. And Flamey's already found Sanctuary in the B site. Doesn't matter if mid's left open. They've got the op from him that can play in window. And nobody's in the tunnel split pressure. They'll finally aggress. But was that a kill too many?
Electronics welcoming them in. We've seen ENCE do good things from the Cat elbow. Very real chance for them once more. They're not going to have map control anywhere else, though. So, I mean, Navi at this point, they did what they had to, right? Setting up Simple to succeed early on. And then just content to be in a 5 versus 4. Now, there's still a lot of utility across the board. Electronic will be the next one to be tested. He decides to throw down a smoke in the face of adversity, and he doesn't even react. Yumpy just takes his head clean off. Now, this could be a strong post plant towards Cat if they even wanted to. They're not going to have that long control, so sure enough, Sunny puts the bomb down for them to fall back to the depths of which they came. Boomich, all the while, real deep over on Long Pit. How do Navi get back into this?
They have a smoke for Cat. That's the #1 most important thing.
Flashbangs as well, coming up and over. Big pickup versus Alu. Sergey tries to find a headshot here, but it just Yumpy thus far. Now Sergey's going to activate. Good for a second kill. And they have confirmation that Boomich is here on ramp. He's the last, and they move past. ENCE, 15 rounds. Definitely helps when you have Sergey guarding that bomb like a mother hen. He just sat on it. And as they walked into the bomb site, he cut them down with headshots. But Electronic coming up empty-handed there on ramp. I don't think Navi expected that one.
So difficult to know, as you're pointing out, when to take part in these fights, and Sergey absolutely activated the correct time, right when they turned the corner, collected a lot of information, and ENCE did that 4v5 after Navi had the perfect opening setup, getting that early Cat kill, calling out ENCE for going there fast because it worked so well for them that last round. Zoom bang wallop. Yumpy and Alu make a mean double op combo. The pair have over 17,000 op kills between them and just over 6,000 combined on the AK-47.
Yeah, I mentioned it briefly, but I really do like the addition of the double op setup into ENCE's setups, because it is definitely this Yumpy over X7 roster that enables that. Very fun to watch. But dodging grenades over towards long, a final attempt for NAVI perhaps to hold off ENCE. They're gonna have to reverse sweep the series by pushing this second one into overtime. Can they even manage step one? It's going to be a tough job to do with such limited weapons.
Maybe we can get some heroics out of Perfecto and Flamey if they end up going headfirst into the B site. But without an op on the A site, I mean, I feel like this becomes even more tantalizing than it has been in the past 2 rounds.
Little utility usage. Nobody close here for the CTs, though. We have seen different faces of Navi on this A-hold at times, extending into catwalk, giving ENCE the gunfights close. But now it's going to be the Deagle of Electronic that's got to come up with something. He could have been the linchpin of the round previous, but was a little preoccupied with throwing these sorts of smokes. This time he's going to do it a step earlier and jumps over to the boxes. If only they had actually walked in here, but I don't think. And Bat comes back into this, and we got our. Okay, what happened? Dom, you're still alive. I'm
okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
our feet just dropped for a second. Yeah, that's okay. The yeah, that was basically awful. Everyone got a kill and awful timing. Yeah, but. And Electronic and in that one deek. That's pretty much revenge for the last round, where he was kind of a sitting duck on the A site. Actually, the reason I think that happened was because he kept hearing continuation flashes, so I think he was going to pop up as soon as they stopped, but they just kept coming basically. Well, that's a quick round. That's long.
Because of how fast it happened. I'm trying to quickly jump into the server so I can actually tell you guys what's going on.
Myself as well.
That would be a great time for either Navi or ENCE to take a pause, but I don't think we're going to get that luxury. So let's see. We've got weapons still up for both teams. Round 30 is upon us. The OT comeback dream. Not going to be made easy by Alu picking up the first kill. We had seen the defense fall back into the site a couple of times, and that was what was working. They try to extend, they try to get that first gunfight, and it's going to cost them a body. And not just any body. One of the biggest bodies in Counter-Strike. Simple is down.
Damn, Alu almost grabbed a second as well. I wonder what information that tells them. It might have just been that was Flamey coming back from long control initially. But the T's have already gotten out here. Oh, Boomich almost gets that double. Yumpy makes it a lot easier for ENCE now to move up towards long, and Electronic next up to bat, once again trying to get revenge.
Trying to hold it. Molotov goes over towards the cat. He expects Sunny to run through, and the Molotov gets him, but Sunny with the headshot a tick before he dies. That is kind of incredible. For this to maybe make the difference in the 30th round, when we have match on the line, this is going to be a wild 2 versus 2 attempt. Perfecto already up closer towards the ramp. His teammate deeper beneath him in CT spawn. Alu looking on with the op. With that flashbang, Alu's going to swing. He could find timing. His heads are turned. He gets the first. It's Flamey 1v1. He sees Aerial, but he's popped. And ENCE drop a hot map
ГГ. Ладно, можно в принципе это посмотреть.
Это форс-дроп. Давай, офигеть.
Захват экрана. Симпл рофлит над Заеву.
Человеком без бровей ссорится, блядь.
Это его
Самого себя унижает.
Топ-1 халтера займешь?
Конечно,
Напиши мне сразу. Ты, блядь, лягушку не можешь перепрыгнуть.
Здорово, рад тебя приветствовать на одном из самых...
Сегодня вообще знаете, кто такое вело?
Ой-ой-ой. Знаешь, Саня Симпл человек, который воспринимает все буквально. Вот все как есть. Но сначала не об этом. Сначала об истории личных противостояний между Natus Vincere и Vitality. В этом году, внимание, в первом Best of 3, которое было 7 числа февраля, 2-0 выиграла команда Vitality, держав победу на Inferno и на Dusty 2. Спустя 2 дня в Best of 3 команда NAVI одержала победу 2-0, обыграв Vitality на Inferno и на Dusty 2. В общем-то, матч достаточно равных команд, как я думаю, ты уже понимаешь.
Так,
но
сейчас
очень
ты
было интересно
смотри.
узнать. Узнал, нет?
Есть, пожалуйста, есть дроп?
Конечно, сэр.
Спасибо, спасибо. Давайте, пацаны, давайте, рашлонг.
Что? Что?
Что? Просто рашлонг. Ебало завали.
Ты говори, go, ребята, go.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Бля, ебать ты дурачок.
И в итоге Санек прошивает дверь с этой снайперской винтовки, а Бумыч выходит и пикает длину. Словацкие тактики работают. Самый важный раунд в игре. NAVI выигрывают, и за счет этого выигрывают, Даст 2. Красавчик, Словак. Я всегда говорил, Словак лучший игрок в мире. Ну, естественно.